I'm not going.
Him, or his proxies in this case, and winner takes all. And so we were in front of the arena at this point, and you could hear the sound of the thundering footsteps off in the distance and the sound of a bit of a roar of the crowd as the last fight was starting to wrap up. There we are. Let me switch us on our maps here so you get a better view of the overhead for while we chat about it. So you hear the gate starting to creak open in front of you there as people are pulling away on it. The walls are about 15 feet tall. The gate there is probably another maybe 20 to the top of that arch there, a little bit lower maybe. As they're creeping open, you can hear the sound of the crowd off in the distance as they're all starting to get excited about something. And you hear an amplified voice that sounds somewhat familiar. You think it might be that Dreagle guy, and you hear this little voice off in the distance and a little rumble. You know you wanted to see them. They're here from Saltmarsh. The heroes of Saltmarsh. You hear boo from a bunch of people and laughter going across everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't seem to be very popular with the crowd, Orton.
Hear him again. Many of you have already faced and maybe even fallen before these men. Hear him, some cheering and stuff. They've killed your friends, and now they're here to battle it out with Rosnar. Well, that's some bullshit. If they would have faced us before, they'd be dead. And the gates open up. Or starting to open. You mentioned you wanted to do some early spells. Go ahead and tell me what you've already cast, and we'll just go from there.
Yes.
There was some rituals or something somebody wanted to do or something like that.
On the way in, I did comprehend languages and oh shit. What was the second one? Comprehend languages and Phantom Steed.
Okay.
That's it.
And remember, Mal, I think gave out some troll's blood to people. I don't know.
Yeah, how long does that last? How many rounds does that last?
It said a minute.
A minute,
10.
about 10.
Yeah.
Yep, you've got mine. My troll's blood too.
Thorn's probably gonna drink that before he walks in.
Someone gave me their troll's blood.
Drink one of them, he has.
I'll wait to drink it in mid-fight if we can.
I would suggest doing it just as the fight starts, just because drinking it in the middle of the fight, it still takes an action, right?
Or an action, yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather waste an action out of combat than one in.
Very true.
I can also lay an emboldening bond on 3 people, whoever you think would be the best 3 to get that.
What does that give again?
1d4 to any attack roll, ability check, or saving throw once per turn.
Definitely the frontline fighters and somebody else.
Yeah.
Because we all remember the general plan, right?
Yep. First round, I'm mind. Keep saying mind spike. It's not that. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, though. To prepare the mail for you to banish.
Yeah. The idea is generally basically to try and banish the male, and if we're unable to banish the male, then the male must die first, because it's likely he's the one who can basically petrify people. So
mind sliver. That's what it is.
Yeah, right. Definitely whoever's going to be tanking the male absolutely needs to get that extra little boost to the saving throws.
And James, immediately before they drop the flag or whatever is when Orton's going to bless all of us.
Okay, and so we don't forget anything later. Can you just cast those spells into our chat real quick, so we know which ones are up?
You want me to put those rituals in there too?
Yeah, if you would. I can refer back to them.
No worries.
Okay.
They could also cast Sanctuary on whoever is going to be focusing on banishment.
That would be Nasir. That's not a bad idea, actually.
A quick question: how tall is that central spike or central pillar?
The walls, as we're changing pictures now, were 15 feet tall. I'm going to say it's 30 feet tall for that central one.
Okay.
It looks like about. Let me get the picture back up again. Yeah, from that angle, it looks a lot taller. No, I take it back. That's a lot taller. So walls 15, 45. Let's call it 50 for the central one, and the other ones will be like 40.
Hey James, that Troll's Blood was that 1d4 every round?
Yes, sir. I think that's what it was. I have to go look it up otherwise.
No, I've got it right here. No, I think it was only one, but
It's a published item, so I can go find it if we don't.
Yeah, I was looking at the magic items. I couldn't find it.
No, it's a special one. I'll go take it out of the book while we're going.
Yeah, sorry, I took them off my sheet when I gave them away.
And these giants, how tall are they?
Find out in just.
Yeah, they're huge.
Okay. Let me get this Troll's Blood, and then we'll kick this off right. Without any further delays. This is a combination of like about 12 different sound effects on various delays and repeats. They're all done within. I think it's fun.
Good.
All right. Rules. Monsterly. All right, finally. Two dice, 6 vials of Troll Blood. When consumed, you regain 1d4 hit points at the end of your turn for the next minutes. Oh, after all that, we were right in the first place. I'll paste and post it.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've definitely been holding on to those.
Yeah, rainy day. All right, so the gates open up in front of you all, and you can step through if you want. The place is empty inside except for a couple of people dragging some corpses out the back gate on the other side.
Oh, poor guys.
And you can still hear the giant footsteps off in the distance getting louder. So, you guys in order? You want to move in? What do you want to do?
Ready?
I'm good.
It is, I think we'll be. Go.
Oh yes, James, just so you know, I've attached the rag to the end of a lance.
Okay. So it's a surrender flag now.
So there's a rag that's like tied to the...
Gonna wave it when
like-
shit goes bad.
So everyone did notice that basically that Nasir disappeared into a gigantic cloud of swarming insects. So
Yeah.
that aura is basically the aura around him, which you can't see anything. It's just basically a massive wall.
Hey, oh no, we walk towards the big pillar and then just kind of veer at the last minute?
Yeah.
Where do you want Diggle? I should put him out here too.
Uh,
Or do you even want him out here?
yeah, he can be out here. I don't think he. I don't know. I don't know what you
I
guys
guess-
think, but I don't think he should be in there.
Yeah, I mean, can he even contribute to combat without breaking the invisibility? He can't, right?
I think he'd just be in the way of danger.
Yeah, just keep him outside the walls, I guess. Tell him to sit this one out. No reason for him to be inside there. He'll just be potential collateral damage.
Give him a sandwich. He's probably hungry.
Okay, do your bugs do damage?
No.
Okay,
just-
I didn't know if it was that spell or not.
No. It's just the one I posted.
Okay.
Mal's gonna stick right behind Odo, hide behind him until he comes up to the pillar, and then he's gonna run towards the pillar. Or, I'm sorry,
And-
Sam is.
Just for clarification, it will be Thorn and Rakir and myself that have the not bless. Emboldening bond. Yep.
Okay. So I'm waiting for the last of you to get in.
I'm following Rakir. He's steering.
This year's waiting for everyone else to kind of move so he doesn't engulf them in bugs.
So far, it looks
Trying
like
to
they're
stealth.
letting you get the arena to pick wherever you want to be.
Where are they coming in from?
You're gonna guess the gates on the other side where they drag some people out of. There's 2 gates by these tents. Those are like covered entrances. And then up on top is where there's some audience. You know, like well, you can see a few people starting to arrive as you walk in on that pedestal way across over there. You can see a few folks starting to climb on, walk up on the steps and look up there.
So we can just, they're letting us just go anywhere?
Yeah, it's just an empty arena right now as you're walking on out there. There's a bit of a silence going over the crowd as the sound of the footsteps gets louder and louder.
And this is just a spike pit, right?
It is,
Is this
as far as you
bridge
can tell.
Just.
over it sturdy or is it rickety?
It's sturdy for you all.
Orton's actually going to hop off the mount and position himself right there.
How much movement speed does your mount have, by the way? Just a horse, right?
A lot. I think it's even
More than
faster
a
than a normal
horse.
horse. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 120 or something. Or 100. that's
100
it.
feet. Speed of 100.
God.
If it takes any damage, it's dead though. Even a point. It dissipates.
Recure. Just to let you know.
I'm out of the range of the bond.
Yeah.
Figured. If I go back into range, I'll get it again.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind throughout this.
Okay, so looking out across the area there as you're moving yourself into position, you can see on the other side there's 2 large gates that sort of bend inwards a bit. They look like they've been reinforced. Beyond that is some sort of entrance. You can maybe make out the top of some cages that they might keep people in normally. Past all that, though, as you're looking out there, you can start see the top of some motion over there. Some trees are starting to wiggle a little bit as a couple of trees get pushed to the side. And you see maybe a mop of hair, that a huge top of a head just brushing this in the side over in the distance there. As that happens, you start hearing music kicking off from somewhere as drums are starting to get beaten and the crowd's getting excited as the giants are getting closer. Eventually the 15-foot wall ahead of you only slightly obscures the creature coming into view. The tent over to the south area, the southwest, suddenly just gets ripped up and flies off in a different direction.
I'm completely locked up for some reason.
Okay.
Mal's trying to hide behind the pillar.
As you're hiding behind the pillar, Mal, you can see as I said, the mention the top of the tent there gets ripped apart over there, and you hear the roar of some loud animal or being there, and then the gate explodes inwards as this giant is walking up to the place. The giant at the nearest there, you can see that his height is I can't even select anything. This is annoying. His height is about chest level above the 15-foot wall. So you're guessing that maybe he's about 20 feet tall. As this huge person comes through. The giant is very beautiful in its own strange way. It's not what you picture to be a giant. It's actually very cut and what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of like when you see those pictures of the African folks who are really, really tall and they're very beautiful. Like that, but gray and 20 feet tall. The first one, though, as he gets closer, you notice there's little protuberances and bumps all over his body. And Nasir recognizes those as he gets closer as being the petrified remains of some of his foes, which have been embedded into his body. There's like one guy on his shins, another one on his right thigh. He's got a couple on his chest and a head sticking out of his shoulder. And all these people in these different positions of screaming and agony and stuff, like they've been frozen by a Medusa. And he comes in roaring and bursting into the place. Behind him is the crying woman.
Does she
James,
have stuff
can I-
on her too?
No,
James, you mind if I drag out Gary?
please. At this point, then, you hear this voice, sort of an odd female cackling voice, which you recognize is coming from over there on the top of the platform, looking down over you. And you look up and you can see this hag-looking being that's just huge. It's got to be at least 10 feet tall, bent over with a giant hunch on either side of its shoulders. And it's just sort of laughing and rubbing its hands together as it's watching it. And it goes, "Drop the shield!" And you hear this odd humming noise as this glowing something comes into effect around the outside of the arena, looks like from inside the fire pit, which the Wisp is over the top of and Orden's right next to. You can see this light coming up out of there, which spills up into the sky and then turns into a shield and goes down around the outsides of the whole area, blocking you and all the observants. Looking around at the audience there, you can see the stands are packed there. They're multiple tiered, and they're packed with different races of beings, all horribly twisted and evil looking creatures, all looking down at you, jeering and laughing and drinking and making bets on the side.
Hey,
and
James.
we're gonna have them go ahead.
How tall are these smaller pillars?
I was just gonna look at that picture. They look to be shorter than the other ones, but taller than the wall. Let's call them 20 each.
And the male giant is the one in the back?
The front one.
The front one is male, okay.
Yeah.
Is there like an icon you can put on that one?
Yeah, I'll do
Hover
that.
over him and tell us what it gives you.
That too.
Oh, okay, I see that now.
I use that funky little feature we got now.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then I think those little ones, they're maybe a foot or so shorter. The littler ones, I'll call them like 18 or so, the ones that are all around, the spiky ones. Now, looking at the ropes, you know you won't have any problem climbing up the taunt ones that are between the beams and the ground, but the ones that go between the beams are rather saggy. You could probably bounce on them, but it would be very difficult to run on such a loose line.
Mal's trying to figure out if he were to Captain Braveheart him, grab onto it, cut it, swing around.
Oh.
He'd hit the ground.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That would work. All right. Let's try initiative. I think we'll go right from there. Right as the first one comes in, I think it's probably a good spot.
We're gonna cast Bless. And that's burning a 4th level slot that's on everybody, so everybody's blessed. Oh, not them, of course.
Not that darn. The Giants would really appreciate it, I'm sure.
I mean, not right now. They're kind of insane.
How dare you bless me, tiny human?
Remember those things from Billy we got. If you have those helms and stuff, you have advantage on that.
Oh, on initiative. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. Taking me a minute. I had to reset. I'm trying to get everything back. Okay. Good to go.
Okay, that little symbol's going to mean that's the male. A tiny, tiny little symbol in the corner. Usually they take up the whole icon, but these guys are big. Oh, before we dive into this, I had this idea, and I think I don't have your approval or not on it. We'll go with there. I was thinking it might be interesting is to stop using the Dex add-on, and that if you have the same round as someone else, then you go at the same turn. If it's a teammate, I just thought it'd be fun because then maybe you could actually plan cooperative attacks because you'd be both going at the same idea. It might be fun. I thought it'd be fun to give it a try.
What about when we're on the same initiative as an enemy?
I think I wouldn't do that then, because I'll just have you guys always go first. All right, speaking of which, let's put this in order. Everybody on the board?
See Rakir.
Don't see Rakir, and...
I should be at towards the top of
Maybe you didn't highlight your guy.
Yeah, I don't even see the roll. Okay, here we go.
Oh, you got the helm, didn't you, Meta? Me and you both got the helm of awareness. You would have advantage on that.
No, I have the shield.
Oh,
You
you
gotta
got the
read-
shield.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have other things to help me be aware.
Perfect. All right, Mal. It looks like you're the first to go on this thing.
All right. Well, he'll start it off, but he'll poke around the north side of the tower and let loose with one crossbow bolt from the drow poison.
Hit the big guy in front. That just hits.
Weren't you hidden?
Oh, you're right. Everything's
Oh,
messed
yeah.
up. These guys' armor class is now 40.
Oh, so I didn't hit?
No. That's the same as their speed. I don't know what. Okay, you know what? I don't think I'm going to use their character sheets tonight. We're going to D&D Beyond. 1 second, please.
Oh,
I
yeah,
did look at them. They had an 18 before.
And I didn't roll stealth, but was I hidden or was I not?
Oh, go ahead and roll it now. You said you were.
Okay. Oh, it popped in there. So for a total, it's 16 points. And they must succeed on this. 13 con save. Or be poisoned for an hour. If they fail by 5 or more, they go unconscious.
Well, let's see what happens. Well, it looks like you poisoned them, but they didn't fail by 5 or more. What'd you say the save was? 13?
13, yeah. Unless he had a bonus.
Not versus
9.
poison.
Which
Yeah, he
one
does.
did you hit, Mal? The front one or the back one?
First one.
So what's the damage from the poison?
The total is 16. There's no extra poison damage.
He's poisoned though, so he's now has a negative or something to him? Or?
He's, yeah, poison condition, so he's
Okay.
for an hour. He's got advantage on attack and ability checks.
Nice, that'll help.
Yeah.
All right, so the First shot goes through, sticks into him surprisingly, and you see him stagger and bat it off with one hand, and then take a little bit of a stagger in his step, a little bit of a pause as he's moving forward, realizes something hit him. And what are you going to do now?
Scramble back to the other side and try and hide.
Go for it. Okay, we'll keep that up there. When he gets his turn, we'll see what happens. Blink. Blink. Orin, the first one is starting to walk into the place. You're starting to wonder what the reach is on these huge things, as you can see these huge arms swinging through the air.
They're not holding any weapons of any kind. There's
Not at this point.
all right. At this point, Thorn's just gonna take a step forward and take 2 shots with his longbow at the moment. Started kind of yelling out, trying to get their attention. Hey, over here!
Hit, I'll say.
Nice.
So it'd be 20 damage.
Nicely done. Shudders is that one as your 2 shots bounds him. The second one, I mean, where do you want that one to hit? That was a perfect knock. You want to hit him in the...
Kind of aim for his knee, kind of trying to maybe make him stumble a little bit.
Okay.
Possibly kind of fall to his knee or something.
You start working on the knee. The first one, he spins a little bit to the side, and you catch the second one right in behind. You can tell behind the cap or something on his knee. Shouts in anger. His head was locked on to where he got shot from behind the pillar, and now he locks onto you.
All right.
Damage for the vicious.
I think it included it, so it rolled a 1d8 plus 2d6. Yeah.
Okay.
I just rolled really low.
So now what?
That's gonna be in Thorn's turn. He's just gonna be waving his hands, yelling and screaming, trying to get this
Trying to
thing
get
to
his
come towards
attention?
him. Yeah.
Oh, it looks like it is right now. Or dead.
All right. So just a clarification. I don't know why I said he was tapping his wand against his shield. He's clanging his staff against his shield.
Okay.
So yeah, he's clanging it. He's chanting. He's trying to get their attention. And same thing as Thorin's doing. As far as action, let me see the distance on this thing. Oh yeah. While he's chanting, he's gonna cast a quick mind sliver. So DC 15 intelligence save.
Well, that's a mention.
Only 6 points of damage if he fails, but
What type? What is this? Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah, I've been adding it to my characters too.
Yeah.
oh wait,
I rolled a 1.
yeah, I think it is 2d6. Adam, 5th level 2d6.
Yep. Pop him 2d6. You got him.
It's 6 points, but then on the next saving throw he makes, he subtracts a d4 from whatever his roll is. Make sure there's nothing I want to do with the bonus action. I always do this. I don't think there is. So we'll call it good. Actually, I'm gonna use a little movement just to take a step or 2 back, seeing that they're long arms. Still clanging and trying to make a racket though, and chanting.
Okay.
You know, Just for
Good one, though.
flavor, James,
Mhm.
as Orden's chanting and clanging away, he realizes they're probably not smart enough to take that threat, so he puts his staff out in front of him and waggles it around at it like he's wagging a massive phallic symbol at him.
You see the female who comes rushing forward from behind the other one. There's a weird glow. You see the chain that links the two of them suddenly blinks, and the two of them change places. Put this turn order away. I think I need a bigger monitor for this fight. It's a big screen. She charges in, and I'm not sure who she's going to attack yet. Let's go to intelligence.
So is there like a physical chain that's binding them both together?
Yes, sorry, I forgot. I mentioned that last week, and I forgot to mention that again tonight. So between the two of them is a large chain. You remember before in this year, you were guessing it to be around 40 feet. You saw it when they were walking up through the wisp. Right now, there's a lot of slack as it's dragging on the ground between them. Well, not a lot. And it definitely seems to be magical now, as you can tell. All right, and they have a 40 move. I am going to have to use... Oh! Okay, Orden, you see the female bounces in front, locks onto looking at you, gives this sad look in her eyes, and her mouth opens in this sort of a tearful cry as she comes charging across the place at you. She gets to there. Rips a chunk of the earth out and chucks it over at you as this piece of rock comes tearing up out of the earth and flying across the ground at you.
He plants his staff out in front of him in the ground, and doesn't move an inch, and as the rock comes, it hits his staff, and this flash of brilliant blue light comes as the rock careens harmlessly to the side. I'm gonna
Nice shield, huh?
Yep.
Mark that bad boy off.
Oh wait, actually,
That was a pretty low roll, though.
hold on. I forget with my arcane deflection. Let me put this up there. So I can add +2 to my AC with that special shield. It's 22. I can give myself a 24 AC and not burn the spell slot. So let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
But it's just against that attack, so it's not like shield. It's not like shield that it lasts.
Does 24 hit?
If your AC is 24, would 24 hit?
Yeah.
Oh, well, sorry. Let's just burn the shield then. I thought that, I don't know why I was thinking it would.
You switch spaces with the poison one.
The poison ones were supposed to be.
Right, no, I mean, but
Yeah,
prior,
okay, you're telling him.
If
Yes.
the poison one who had done that, it would have been 23 as opposed to 24.
Yes. I gotcha. Like that would have been different, yeah. Hey, but it was a lousy roll, only 19 damage. All right, so the rock bounces off you with the shield spell, crashes and destroys. Let's do some. Let's see, because there's not a lot of room next to you. Which direction do you want that rock to bounce off? It's your choice.
Towards the wall.
Okay.
And as the burst of blue light goes off, his ring glows too. You may as well burn one from the ring before mine, so I can always put it back. His ring of spell storing.
Gotcha.
He's got one of his big axes in there, and then 2 shields. Well, 1 shield now.
Okay, this rock piece, whatever you call it there, gets shattered to pieces, and the little prongs and wood goes flying off like shrapnel into the audience. You hear screams and cries of anger and pain. The rock also smashes into that area and takes out a bit of the fence here as it rolls across the ground. The shield, though, is outside of all this area.
Should have been talking shit about us. Fucking bastards.
And does Lula have anything else? No. Makes 2 attacks. One. Oh, okay. That's what it's holding its great club, and it didn't. All right, we're done. Adam.
All right.
And Nasir, you just saw one teleport between the 2 of them. And the chain's almost taut now.
And I take it the other one looks like it's getting ready to rush in, right?
Yes. It was rushing, and then it teleported back a few feet.
All right. And Nasir's going to basically yell out, I need it to be closer. Let's see. He's going to have to. He's gonna have to.
A voice comes from up in the sky somewhere.
All right. So, Thorn and Noto, you feel the cloud of bugs sort of just roll over you in disgusting masses as Nasir advances, and I'm going to have to basically ready a spell so that when the big one gets in range, I will cast banishment on it. Take the risk.
Gotcha.
I don't have any other choice if you want to get rid of it this round.
Don't worry, sir. I think I got something that might be able to help you.
Spellcasters, go ahead and make Arcana rolls.
I'm in that group.
Yes, you are. Oddly enough. Snuck into that school.
5.
Just
do
not
very
that
well.
class.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Yes.
Nice.
So you're removing an extra 15 feet help you?
Okay, Orden, you recognize at this moment as he's casting a spell, and the way that rock rolled out, and you saw it bounce off the shield, that the cast over the top of you is some sort of Leoman's not so tiny hut that's been cast over the entire area. And it's coming from something down inside that spike well.
Okay. And it's
That's
covering like the whole arena.
The whole
right?
area. So you know you're not going to be able to cast spells out, be able to teleport out, or people can't get in. It's a closed cage match.
Is it encompassing the fans too, or is
It
it
is.
between?
That's why they all got destroyed when that shrapnel went
Okay.
off.
Got it.
You don't know how high it goes up, though.
I guess he'd yell out, but he probably would have done it as she said, "Raise the shield," and it came up. If he would have realized it then, he would have said,
Okay.
"Looks like some kind of massive hut," which you guys know he casts because he does every time we rest outside of a town.
Oh, right. Are you done then, Nasir?
Yep.
Oilcan?
Okay. So, quick game mechanic question. So, can we use vision through our familiars and make attacks or make anything like range stuff or anything, or is that like if we're concentrating on that? Would that be
You have to.
incapacitated at that point?
You'd have to use an action to see through their eyes, I think is what the spell says.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool. That was that. Clear that up.
But I think theoretically, you could use an action on one round to see through their eyes, and on the next round, cast what you see through them.
Yeah, because remember we talked about that
Unfortunately
before.
not.
I can't remember what our ruling was on that.
That's what I was. Yeah.
Maintaining the maintaining it requires basically when you take vision. It lasts for 1 round. So if you want to keep going, you have to basically keep using it every round.
Gotcha.
That-
Right.
That's the problem. If you want, you can basically use your action to take vision and then use a bonus action to cast a spell.
Okay. All right. Well then. Okay. He's gonna fly over.
But I'm okay with you periscoping with your familiar type of thing if you find a way to make it work with the rules.
I'm gonna have him fly over and just take clamp onto that side of that brick there and just start watching, and he'll tell him if someone's in trouble inside the thing. He's above the swarm, but he can't see in the swarm. So.
Oh, that's right. How big is the swarm?
30 feet all around.
Yeah, you are. Cool.
Yeah. So he'll just let Mal know, or Lamb know, if something's wrong inside there, because he has 60 feet of blind sight.
So Thorn and Odo are blind right now, right?
Correct.
Got it.
Whisk will go next. Okay, so I'm gonna have the Wisp go next since we forgot we didn't put him on the board. Go ahead.
Okay. They just fly down, fly down, zap the giant, and fly back.
The female or the male?
On the female.
Okay.
Give help, and it's done.
Gary.
How tall are these things?
18
18
the female
feet
is
tall.
18 fault, the other one's 20.
I like the mouse over. I didn't notice that. So if these pillars are 20 foot tall and she's 18, as she comes rushing up, wailing, Gary stands up and spreads his wings, like slowly flapping, and so he's essentially eye to eye with it, and screams a challenge into her face, and then launches himself off directly at her head, flies around, providing the help action. I understand that Willie just did that, but I don't know that.
But damn it.
I don't know that Gary would, and he can't get to the other guy, so he's gonna stay right fluttering around her head there, providing the help action. And that's it.
All right. Look here. The two familiars are fluttering around the female, which is standing over in the middle area. The male hasn't even entered the arena yet.
Richard just starts riding around in sort of a large arc around the giant. Then, once it gets to that square here, I'm going to attempt to hit it in the back with a lance, the rag.
Okay.
Trying to sort of just jam it right to its lower back.
That's going to hit. Just barely.
It's 12 piercing. Then after that, I'll just circle back around.
That's with the rag on the end of that lance?
Yeah. And since Nasir said it already, I want to expend a superiority die to use a maneuvering attack. Just move him if he wants to.
Okay, so the lance jams up into the back of the female giant.
Wait,
The
sorry.
rag sticks a bit to her as you pull it back off, and you can tell that it's there, but you don't know how long it's going to take for the effect to dive in. Someone else was talking, interrupted.
Sorry. You said maneuvering attack, right here.
Yes.
Does that take require my reaction?
Yes, it does.
Oh yeah, unfortunately, I can't do that. Because basically,
Oh, because you got a spell weighted.
yeah, I have a spell ready, so I need to reaction to cast that, or else it's lost. But that was a good idea.
But you can see, you can change that if you want, because you can see the spell glowing in front of him as he's holding it in place, waiting.
and I won't do it. I just thought I could. And I think that's about it. My turn.
Technically, I don't think anybody can see in there except for Nasir. He's surrounded by an opaque cloud of bugs.
An oil can.
Actually, I could take that back. I know I already ended my turn, but Odo or Thorin like to move out of the swarm of bugs.
There you go.
How far can you move? Move us?
You can move half your movement as a reaction.
That would get Thorin out.
I mean, Thorn
Take
will
it,
take
Thorn.
Alright.
All right, thank you.
Just use it for that.
All right.
All right. I will run in a direction that I think.
Only one person. So.
It's my. Oh,
Oh, it's your turn.
yeah.
What were you saying, Odo? I'm sorry?
I'm running out of this cloud because I can't see shit. So I'm running in a direction. Oh. And almost run into a spike. Cool.
As you step out in front of Orden. Whoa!
Get my bearings and 2 javelins at the. Would those be with advantage because of the familiars?
Yeah, go ahead. And there was 2 of
Only
them
if
on there,
you
only
were-
1 got used, I'm fine.
You can't flank with ranged attacks.
No, but it was someone, he had got advantage from the
Oh, yeah.
familiars.
Yep.
At least
Helping.
on one of them.
Ah, shit. Wish it was on the second one.
Oh, that would have been nice. Does a 21 hit?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, okay, I understand now. Sorry, the format of all the dice changed.
I know, everything's different. I think you should put a notice out for that so you don't just show up on your game night and go, what the hell?
So the first one would be for 10 piercing damage with... And then... 11 points of piercing damage, and I'm assuming 12 misses.
Yes.
Okay.
So the
Yeah.
first javelin, and these are regular javelins, so they just fall to the ground as they bounce off of her. They slam into her, chipping
is
pieces
the,
and falling.
This is actually the returning javelin.
Oh, good. Okay, which one is the first one or the second one?
It's returning, so
Oh, both of them. Good point. All right,
it's
so
not like a bonus action or reaction. It
yeah,
just instant.
it just happens. All right, so the javelin bounces, slams into her, reappears in your hand instantly. You throw it again, and the second one misses her, going wide. Minus 12.
I guess I'll just look down at the javelin, shrug, and I think that'll be everything.
Okay. The big giant, then. Are you done? Is that it, then?
Yeah, that should be everything
Sure,
for
Fry.
me.
Go rolling on. The male, then, that's slightly the larger one, comes thundering in behind. Runs in there, looks to the right and left, sees you, Thorin, and starts charging at you.
And kabang.
And then Nasir, you can pop him. She's not even that close. He's right
And
there.
if I remember correctly, that's a minus D4 to that saving throw, yeah?
As soon as he gets literally to the entrance.
Okay. Oh, when he gets right about there. problem I have, but let's worry about the saving throw first.
James, you want me to roll the d4, or do you want to roll it?
Oh, go for it. Do it after. More fun. Oh, doesn't matter. So here's where it gets confusing. I was actually hoping he did make it because it would be easier to figure out the ruling. Because you guys are inside a tiny hut. How are you going to transport out?
It's extra dimensional.
So
Right.
good point. So I'm going to say he's out, but not out of here. He's just here, but not here. So
I mean, that's kind of how it works, basically. Just
anyways,
I set
yeah.
him to a harmless demi-plane. You know, if that would, you know, if, otherwise, how would our like bags of holding be in here?
Good point. So yeah, I guess it wouldn't work because the demons go back to their original plane, and that's what I was thinking of. But that doesn't matter for here. And they're just trying to stop you from running away. Okay, let's put a counter on him for, what's it, 10 rounds or something?
Yep, I will track that on. I'll track that on my end actually.
Okay,
Right here.
since you're on concentration on it.
Yep.
So the male rushes in, the spell goes off, he sort of struggles, fades a little bit, and then disappears with an audible pop noise. But yet the chain is still dangling there in the air, just sort of just hanging on to nothing at this point. And while there, the target is incapacitated. Okay, well that makes that easy. Okay, we're not gonna worry about the rest of his round then. Wisp. Oops, I hit too many times. Will-o-wisp is next.
Okay, Will-o-wisp will basically fly down, and basically like zap the back of the female's head to distract her using the help action, and it's done.
Okay. Now,
Mal
the big
is
one just
going-
disappeared. Odds are getting better.
Woohoo! And she is 60 feet away. Actually, he's just gonna. Yeah, he'll pop her with a cane crossbow. He'll try the whole drow poison bolt again.
Just hit. Yep.
Alright. Let's see if this works.
I like all the ones you rolled. Good lord.
That was horrible.
16 total.
Yeah. And then the saving throw. Just over. All right, he'll pop another one there. Stay. He won't hide this time. He'll just stay hanging out the side. Nope. 15.
Not gonna hit.
All right, that's it for now.
Orin. You're now on the opposite side of the danger. It's where you want to. Yeah, exactly.
For now.
For now, Thorn's just gonna run up there, find this big old dragon, and take 2 more pop shots with his longbow at the moment.
Okay.
Sorry, I was debating whether to use Fighting Spirit. He's not gonna do that this turn.
Yeah, I'm like, don't shoot, don't shoot Rakir.
You're going down, Rakir.
We're also
no.
all blessed. I
All
forgot
right,
about
so 21 and then an
Yeah.
18. Oh, maybe I should use fighting spirit. Damn.
Oh, both of them hit.
So just 16 damage then.
Total?
Yep, yes, sir.
All right. Arrow after arrow, you guys are just pummeling shots into this big old critter.
And can Thorn sheath his longbow at the end of his turn? Free action, otherwise?
I'm
Or
sorry?
like drop it? Can he put his longbow away? Like just put it away
Oh,
from
you
him?
can drop it. I have no problem.
Okay, yeah. Thorn's probably just drop it then. So he can pull his longsword on next turn.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
you can
that'll be it.
actually stow it, so you don't have to drop it because you haven't used your free action for anything this turn.
Oh, well then he'll do that instead if he can.
I believe that's the way it works anyway.
Because you can
I
pull a
didn't
weapon out, right?
You can get one pull or one put away, but you can't put something away and pull something out.
Alright,
And if
well
it's
he
a
just
shield,
attacked.
it takes a full action.
Well, then in that case, he will throw his bow on his back again.
Okay. Orden, it looks like you're up.
Orden continues to chant. Gary is flapping away at this thing's head still, just screeching and doing his Gary bit. Orden starts casting a spell, and Gary's claws light up with this blue light and zap the critter for 38 points of damage.
Nice.
Destroyer of worlds. And some pretty damn good fucking damage on the roll.
Inflicted wounds. Nice. All right. The giant cries out in pain on that one. That's probably the biggest hit it's hit in one single shot. You
Coming
can tell it
from the
looks like
middle
it
of the
may have
critter.
bloodied it at this point.
So the mechanic is Gary would have to use his reaction to then cast the spell. Orden casts it through Gary, but Gary has to use a reaction to let it go.
Okay.
I don't know that that'll matter, but just so you know.
Gary can't dodge. Anything else, Orden?
Shit, I should have put his little power surge on there, piddly as it is. But I didn't. It's gonna be it. Wait, I might move since she's running straight for me. I'll move 15 feet further back and taunt her the whole way. Keep it coming, little bitch. Come get some. You know you want it.
I assume she basically would think that the damage came from the owl, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. The giant then takes a couple of lumbering steps forward, reaches down, grabs onto this big old pillar with all the stakes and stuff on it. Let's have her do an athletics, pull it up out of the ground. Oh, that's not a problem. And a dex save to not hurt herself, pulling it up. Oh, she's gonna take damage. Take 7 more.
Bless you.
She grabs on it. You can see the blood pouring out of her hand then as she rips this big, huge 15-foot telephone pole with spikes all over it up out of the earth. We're going to use that as one attack, and she swings it with her other attack at Odo as she's charging forward at Orden. 16 hits you, Odo?
It does not.
That's a good thing.
I'm quite happy about that.
So the huge telephone pole with swords sticking out all over it flies over your head, or flows over your head as you dodge under it, as the creature goes charging by you, sort of brushing you as it goes by. knocking over both of those big old pieces there. Let's do another couple more dex rolls.
Reaction? Opportunity attack?
Sure, if you want one, absolutely. And she's going to take damage from the second one that she knocks over. Another 2.
And she is somehow sharing my space.
Well, more like... I can't get... It's being a little swimmy. There we go.
There we go.
Was there an opportunity attack you were making? I didn't see it.
No, unfortunately, she didn't
she
leave
never
the
left it.
space.
Nope.
Yeah, she didn't go far enough.
And that one's down. Okay. I need Odo, unless you're immune to being charmed or frightened, Odo, the Wisp, and Orden all to make a saving throw. Charisma.
Is it magic?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't
Negative
affect the
advantage on
critter.
Magic saving throws. But you said charisma?
Well, let's see. Hold on. No, it's not. Yes.
Alright. That'll work.
So Odo, what did you end up getting with all those little extras on there? Is that a 20?
I didn't realize that it added the bless already. So
Okay, you had it on there twice. Okay, I gotcha.
There's one bless and then one emboldening bond on there.
So
I
16
don't know
total.
which D4 you want me to use for that.
So you only needed a 13.
Okay. So yeah.
And Nasir, you're just outside the range, so you're okay. So those of you within the range there of whatever that was, you feel this horror seeping over you, this sort of weird madness, and you can see the world through the eyes of this giant for a moment there, and you start fighting it off, and you can feel it waving over you again and again. For those of you that made the roll, though, you're done for having to make that save for the day. Okay, and next.
All right. This year is going to, pointlessly, but just because, just as he would, he'd be like, "He's gone! Focus her down!" While shooting bolts at the big one. All the while retreating behind this pillar to put it between he and the giant.
Nice. The shot goes off. Grams into this thing. You can tell you guys are really tearing this giant apart. It's starting to stagger a bit as it's fighting forward. The club is sort of dragging down a bit towards the ground. Anything else you want to try to do, Nasir?
Nope. Don't think I have anything to do with my bonus action really. So yep, I'm done.
Wellcan is just hanging, or?
Wellcan's just hanging in, squeaking,
So
and then stops squeaking.
Okay, no, Wellcan is inside of... Where is Wellcan?
Wellcan's right in front of the seer. He's attached to the tower, just inside.
Okay.
The,
Oh, but are you inside the bug zone?
yeah, he has 60-foot blind sight.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you're also up above it too, I believe. Right?
Wellcan isn't, because Wellcan's going to be his eyes in case something happens inside there.
Gotcha.
That's his mission, is to just watch the bugs, and have a snack every once in a while. But and then Lamb's is up above it.
Gotcha. All right, Gary, then.
Gary swoops around in front of the giant, so he's right in her face again, and screeches at her face as if to say, "I wasn't done with you, bitch!" and flaps around her head, providing the help action.
All right, Rakir. The giant, it looks like it's about to attack Odo. It's reaching out with a grasping hand. What are you going to do? Not Odo, but Orton.
Let's see here. Well, there's really only one thing to do. I'm gonna charge it with my lance. And you said it's reaching out?
It's got a club in one hand, and it looks like it's reaching out with its other arm.
Which arm am I on the side of right now?
The left arm, the one that doesn't have the club.
I'm gonna try and just ram it really hard in the side with my lance.
Okay. You riding around on this magical steed, or you're on foot?
I'm on the steed.
Okay.
And that goes for 9 piercing.
You hit it good, but it doesn't seem to get him past the rock very well. You do some damage though. And you can see her wild eyes glancing around as she notices how many people are charging or around her now.
I don't think I have anything. So. Go back.
Okay, at the end of your turn, because actually I've been screwing this up since the beginning, so I'm just gonna move him to the end. Make a charisma save. Okay, you're good. Oh wait. Nope. Yes, you are. You're fine. Okay.
Remember, you're blessed to, Meadow.
True.
And bonded.
Oh, you had like 2d4 added to that if needed. All right. Where are we at now? Odo.
Odo is gonna do what Odo does best. Stab a fucker.
Remember, those are at advantage because you're flanked, or it's flanked.
Yeah,
She's flanked.
nice. So hit and hit.
Excellent.
So that's 18 plus 6, 24 points.
Yep.
She screams out in anguish on that one. Staggering around, like she looks like she's trying to find a way out or something, maybe.
I was gonna move, but this seems like a very advantageous position, so I'll stay.
Alright, the wisp will do the same. We'll sort of fly down and buzz around and zap her in the back.
Okay.
And as it does that, the wisp will call out in basically a haunting voice across the battlefield. Beware, her charm. Don't close.
Charms on her clothes, he says? He looks. Does he see the patch on her?
Yes, it's sticking in her back, still stuck on her.
Alright.
Alright, and wisp is done.
Alright, well he'll pop off 2 more shots with the poison draw bolts.
Okay.
First one.
It.
Alright.
Oh.
Those ones. So 19 and roll a con save, and then we'll shoot another one. As bonus, plus 20.
It's
Did it take the 5 off? No. Okay. It's not working right. That does 4. And that'll be it for Mal. She's charming close.
Whoop, where'd initiative go?
Oh, sorry, I'll bring it back. I have a bad habit of closing that when it's in my way.
Get out of my way.
Exactly. X. Did that mess it up? Are we in the right order still?
Yep.
Okay, good. To Thorin. Arrows are flying in. Looks like it might be almost over.
All right, yeah. So Thorn's gonna run up to right there, and he's just gonna plant his feet like firmly on the ground and take a big deep breath in, and he's gonna breathe fire on her.
Cool.
Nice.
And he can replace his attack with it, so he's gonna do it twice.
Ha! I never really thought about that implication.
I hope that doesn't kill her.
So she takes she makes a deck save in 13, only the save button.
Yeah. Doesn't say you can only do this once a turn, so yeah, technically.
I can replace one of my attack actions. So she makes that. So she takes 1d10. So she'll only take 4 damage on the first one,
Okay.
and then the second one.
Huh.
And then she's making the deck save.
Or it doesn't take just the first D10. It takes half of whatever you rolled.
Oh, half of which are okay. Well, then
Yep.
5 or 6.
So
That
so
should work.
and what's the DC for that?
It's only 13 at the moment.
Oh, 13.
Yeah, not very high, but
Okay, I'll try the next one.
So 5 and
Oh, wow.
yeah, 5. So 10 damage
Okay,
total. But
2 more blasts of fire on her. Some of her clothing and furs start catching on fire and flicking away. She's dragging herself, Laura. You see one bloodshot eye look over her shoulder at you.
as she looks over, Thorn's just gonna do the gesturing hand. Come and get it. And that's gonna be the end of his turn.
Thorin. Oh, Thorin, did you ever make your save? You weren't in here before, were you?
No, I wasn't that
Go ahead and
close
make
to
the save now.
It's charisma, you said?
Charisma save.
With lesson bond.
Yeah, plus 2d4.
No,
No,
we're good
don't worry
then.
about it. Okay.
Nice. James, is she bloody?
Yeah, I mentioned it a long time ago. She's been dragging along. This icon doesn't change it. Well, I'll put a blood icon on her. That would work. Yeah, she barely looks like she's standing alive right now. But for a
Well-
giant, who knows?
Right. Torn between trying to finish her off now so she doesn't get another turn, or making sure if she comes at me it's harder to hit. Fuck. What the hell? Oh, glory to the Silverbeard, and Gary's not done with her. So we're gonna do the same thing. Gary is going to, Orden will start chanting, and Gary's claws start glowing, and he rips into her. Yeah, we better not fuck around.
Dang.
26.
That'll hit. 26 the damage, too. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, when you upcast that inflict wounds, it's pretty nasty. And I
Yeah.
like his. That's why I kept it, and I like that I can cast it through Gary.
Yeah, so the giant screams out in pain again and staggering back, catches itself on the remains of the pillars all over the place. It hasn't quite fallen yet.
Shit!
She's just screaming in anger now and just like a bellowing elephant.
Oh, at least you got her attention.
Gary screams in triumph at her. And oh shit, James, can I add my 3 points of power surge to that?
I would say you probably could do that, yeah.
Let's do
Just
that.
3 more.
Yep, it's just 3 more force damage. Nothing major, but I mean, it is what it is. Oh shit, I cast that, so I can't. You said she's staggering. Does it look like if I were to move away from her, she'd be able to clock me?
Yes.
Well, then I think we're good. I think yeah. Bring it, big bitch.
You see it, that left arm there, the one that's people have been chewing away and firing things, that swings out with these grasping fingers at you as she tries to grab you with her our hands. 28. Do you want to do a contested athletics roll? Dex or athletics?
Shit.
You can do it.
You got
kidding
this.
me?
You got
As this
Oh my
huge hand
God.
blots out the light around you and darkness falls on you as it just grasps around you and shuts the light off. Go for it.
Boy. I don't think there's a damn thing I can do, but just roll it.
You do have a
Bless.
bless.
Right. But that's not going to help with an ability check, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Wait, bless doesn't do it. Oh, it's saving.
Saving throws and attack rolls, yeah. All right, here we go.
Almost. He almost got out.
Nice.
Only
Even
22
with
short.
a natural 20, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Everything goes dark. As you get picked up as you feel something grab onto you, and force and darkness is all there is left. And you hear a roaring sound of wind or something outside.
You
All
hear
right,
this muffled from her hand. Everybody hears this muffled. I don't think she uses shit paper. This is terrible.
Don't hold it against her. She's insane.
Okay, grapple. Is that does that count as an attack, or a full action?
Replaces an
One
attack.
attack.
One tag, yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. Anybody know the rules for gnome throwing?
Well, she can't throw me too far
Why is that?
because we're in the fucking dome.
Oh yes, but I think I'd rather be thrown far than up
mean,
against a magical wall.
What's like?
Yes.
Does it say how heavy the boulders that stone giants can throw are?
Unfortunately for you, Orden, if she threw you up, there's rules for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she could literally throw you as high as you wanted into the pit of spikes if she really wanted to.
But no, she's just throwing you
man, I hope
out.
she's not
Spike,
gonna be
yeah,
hitting
spike
free
you on the ground if
throws.
you wanted to.
All
Do
right.
your worst, giant bitch.
Yeah, because this thing is basically what, like 120 feet in 120 feet in
Yeah.
so it's at least 60 feet up.
You can calculate throw distance, I believe. Though.
Oh, I don't worry about the distance. I just need the damage. I know she can make it to distance.
Oh,
Wait
She's
a
got
second.
23. She got 23 strength.
So
Yeah,
I've got
just
this
as- it's
repulsion
just as
shield. That grapple, I think that would count
Oh,
as an attack, right? So
what's it say?
it has 4 charges. While holding it, the wielder can use a reaction immediately after being hit by a melee attack. I think that counts as a melee attack. To expend one of the charges, it says push the attacker up to 15 feet away. I don't know how her size would impact that.
yeah, I mean,
But
that'd
maybe
probably
it'd
work.
make
But
her release me. I'm
Well,
also down
let's-
to get thrown. Like it is what it is.
Let's go back and look at your athletics roll. You did an acrobatics 21. Shield is.
I mean, technically that would work.
I'm going to say that repulsion shield gave you advantage on your roll.
Okay.
So otherwise, it's just you inside her grasp with the repulsion shield still around you. But she got you. It bounced off of you. It looks like it's a 21.
Well,
She got a
I'm
28. Fuck.
I'm wondering if, yeah, right. And I don't think it'd push her back, but I'm wondering if it wouldn't make her drop me. You know.
Let's make a another roll. Let's do a contest. I'll do another roll. I'll do another athletics roll. Ow.
Yep. She's got me.
She's grabbed
It
a
was
few
worth
people
a
in her
shot.
life.
was
So
worth a
you
shot.
suddenly find yourself flying through the air. We're just going to use the
How
damage
dare
of the
you.
rock and you're the rock. You see Orden fly through the air and then bounce off the top. You now know how high it is. It's probably about 80 feet up as he bounces off the top and then ricochets back down towards the ground. 23 hits you?
I mean, she's throwing
I
him.
guess it doesn't make a difference.
I was- yeah,
28 bludgeoning. And we don't have to worry about well, you can roll the DC. So you have to do an athletics to stay on your feet against a 17 DC.
Oh,
athletics
string.
or acrobatics, right?
Yeah, whatever you want to use.
Is what he's taking falling damage, effectively?
No, it's smashing against the edge. Oh, we haven't even taken the falling damage yet.
Oh.
Oh.
So
Well,
you're taking this and then falling damage from the ceiling? Ew.
Yes. So you bounce
Well,
off the
hold
ceiling.
Hold
Go ahead.
on.
Thank you.
If
Find something, man.
since that is an attack with
Yes.
a 23 to hit, couldn't I use a shield?
Yes.
Oh wait, I already used my reaction with that fucking
Repulsion. I feared that.
repulsion that didn't work. Yep. Oh wow, okay. 28, and then
As
go
you
ahead and roll the
splat
fall.
against the ceiling. All right. What's falling damage?
1d6 per 10 feet.
Oh, well, thank God we don't have to deal with terminal velocity, huh?
Yeah, I think it's 86 from 80 feet up.
From 80 feet up.
Yep.
But you're only 60. No, you're 8.
You said 80.
Yep.
Well, I am not dead outright. So
What?
That's good news.
Hey, Orden.
No, I'm
quick question.
unconscious, but I'm not dead outright.
Quick question, Orden. Is your steed concentration?
Yeah, go ahead and make a
No.
concentration check for anything you have to ask.
Steed
A
is
couple
not
of them. Okay.
Steed
So
is,
you don't-
am I about to
Steed
is my horse just about to disappear?
Steed is not concentration. However, I am blessing you all, so that is concentration. So I think you need 2 checks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Here's your
2
first
big
one.
ones.
First one makes it. Right?
I don't think so. You did 28
No.
damage. What was it?
So it's
DC?
14.
Oh,
Yes,
Okay.
DC 14. So we lose our bless.
yes,
But if you're
sir.
unconscious, it would lose it anyways.
You got it.
But on the next one he will be, and then the next one hits as he falls slowly to the earth. And we're
Where
gonna
does he
roll-
land?
That's a good question. I'm gonna do some roll. First, let's roll the clock. Okay, we're gonna go.
I hope he just gets thrown into the stands. You're out of this order. You're just take a break.
I don't hope that. Shit.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Those
11
equal
o'clock.
masters might just shank him.
And we're gonna do a D10 for the feet that you fall squares. So
That's outside of the dome, isn't it?
no, the dome's way outside the whole place.
Well, that doesn't
So the hag's not outside.
make
the
a whole
dome.
lot of sense.
No, the hag is not outside the dome. None of the pedestrians are. It's how the fence got ripped apart earlier, and
Initiative.
Orden. Oh no.
Hey, where is he? Oh crap!
you just past the
But
bleachers
this,
on
this
the
wall
other
is
side.
destroyed, though.
Yes, you could run through that wall.
Like, what? Run through that wall or climb over it?
Go through. It's actually
Oh.
the giant boulder in the very beginning of the fight rolled through there, took out that piece of the wall and that flaming thing there.
Oh, that's what the X is for. Gotcha.
Don't worry, I'll grab him pretty easily on my turn.
Okay, good. Bring him back in here
And drag him back to safety.
on your horse. Tick, 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 tick.
Let me make
All right.
sure that's the way the Phantom Seed works. 'Cause I'm pretty sure it's just a 1 hour. spell ends if you use an action to dismiss it, or if the steed takes any damage. Yeah, so otherwise it's good to go.
She bellows out in this large roar of anger and anguish as she watches you fly across the air and smash. Spins around again, bringing that club around. And we're done with her round. Did I delete the thing again? Oh, I did.
Yeah.
It's like instinctual.
Get out of my face.
It needs to be on the pop out.
All right, Nisir pops out from behind the pillar, sees what's happening, and just kind of just grits his teeth and silently focuses down the giant, trying to eliminate her so we can safely get Orden back.
Don't worry, I got him.
Oh, good hit. Shot to the head. 24
So 20,
total?
24 necrotic. Yep.
The first one blasts through. She staggers back, screaming in pain, as the second one bellows into her again. How do you want to kill her?
Next shot just blasts into her from the back, and you see basically like black webs of corruption just basically spiral out from her heart, eating it from the inside out, and she drops to the ground. And you see Nasir yells out, 40 seconds! Get him! And he basically will maneuver back actually behind this pillar back here,
Okay.
and he's done.
I had to move my map to bring Orden in the scope. He's way out
Mal
there.
uses 3 words. Yeah, no bashing.
And then what? Oh, oil can's turn.
Oh, Can's just hanging out.
Okay.
Actually, he'll fly over to the next one so that he's still as close to the center of the aura as he can be.
Okay.
And, Gary.
All right, since she's down and obviously out of it, Gary would just make a beeline over to Orden. I don't know what he can do.
I'll
He'll
CPR.
provide the help action. I don't know how exactly he's helping, but he's
Big
doing
Orden.
his best.
Make Orden easier to coup de grace.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
He's fluttering his little wings at his face. Wake up, boss. So a hush falls over the place as everything's quiet.
Is like the chain she was like wearing connected? Is this like this floating in the air still?
Yeah,
It is. Okay.
connected to her, floating in the air.
About where is it? The
We'll
the
draw
other
it out.
end.
That's a good point. I'll bring a chain, a picture up. I'll bring it up and put it
Damn.
on. Rakir, what do you want to do? While I'm playing
Well,
with my chain.
Yeah, we killed that giant, right?
Yep, it looks that way.
That's unfortunate. But yes, I'll just ride out. You're kind of size a little bit, but you know, ride out.
Yeah.
Grab our buddy.
Yeah, with Orden down, Nasir was not playing around.
No, it's fine. I understand. And then I'll just kind of lean him up against this pillar. If it doesn't have any, it doesn't look like it has any spikes on it. I don't actually know.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, because you can grab and pick him up, but basically because the mount isn't actually carrying him, you doesn't get the reduction in speed, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, I just place him right there.
Just kind of pose him.
Yep. Put him up, prop him up against the pillar, sort of poke at him to make sure he's up.
So, actually, good question, James. What is that? Since I see you're putting the chain there, what is the chain doing? Since
It's
basically
floating in the air at this point as I eventually get it back to the right position.
it's floating right over the pit.
Yep.
Huh.
Could somebody help
Nice.
Orden?
I got him.
And James, would you mind moving him?
Where is he?
Right
Oh,
here.
he's way up here. Where'd you put him up against?
Right
This-
up against this pole is
Oh, okay,
this
this telephone pole thing. Okay.
being jammed into a spike.
No, there's no spike on that one. That's like an anchor pole, I think. Okay, and you can see over the side the hag's up there, and she's laughing and bouncing up and down, and it looks like she's counting off something out loud, but you can't quite hear her.
Jerk.
Anything anybody wants to do in the next 40 seconds?
I'm popping a healing spirit on Orden.
Mal's gonna take a deep breath and aim for where the end of the chain is.
We can move, right?
Yeah.
James, if I can make a request, can we stay in initiative because we still have
Yeah.
a combatant who's gonna come
Exactly.
back.
And you have 8 rounds of it. So you have 8 rounds that you can move around, do whatever you want.
Okay, so I'll bonus action pop a healing spirit on Orden. That won't take effect until the start of Orden's turn.
Oh, 8 rounds?
Yeah.
Oh.
It only took you 2 rounds to take that thing down. At least that
Oh.
Nasir still has an 8 on him.
Oh. Well, then Mal's gonna scramble down there and dump a healing potion in.
Yeah, that's why
Orden's mouth.
that's why Nasir screamed out like 40 seconds to let everyone know how much time they had. I guess that wasn't clear.
No, it was clear. It didn't translate in my mind. Like 40 seconds is okay. Take a deep breath and get ready to aim. But actually, I can run like 200 yards and freaking
Make lunch.
Pour a potion, make lunch. Do you want fries with that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's take this. A good point to take a break. Let's take a little break. You guys think about what you want to do. And
Can we take it a couple more turns to make sure Orden gets up before? Because I mean, I'm gonna have to make a death save here.
No.
You don't want to go to
no, he
lunch
won't.
worrying if you're dead?
Yeah.
I don't think my mic was working, but I was definitely going to pop a healing spirit on him.
Okay, well, you guys
At the
figure out what
start
you
of
want to
my
do for
turn.
healing then on our break. And I know he's not gone because there's like tons of
Yeah,
potions and
because
spells here.
as soon as the healing spirit went on him, then he would basically get an opportunity to roll, and then on his turn you get another turn to roll for healing. So he'd be up immediately, right?
Yeah.
It's at the start of his turn, unfortunately.
In the spirit space for the first time. So does that count? Does that count basically when the spirit is cast as well?
Oh, I would say both. I always thought it was both.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean, otherwise, you could literally just cast it next to him, then just roll his body into the spirit if you really wanted to.
Get in there
And push.
Just kick him in.
and
Just
push.
I know these are death saves, but you're going to be healed. Trust me.
Breathe. Okay, so all right, guys. So 6:49. Let's come back at like a couple minutes before the hour.
All right.
So give it like
Okay,
7
doke.
minutes.
Gotcha.
I'll let the dog
Alright.
out. See you in a bit.
Hey Odo, do you want to roll that so I can pull this X off of him, please?
Just use the unconscious. The X is usually meant for dead, right?
I didn't put it on there, but I don't like it there. I think Odo must be gone.
There.
Sorry, say again?
I was hoping you'd roll the healing spirit so I can
Ah.
not be unconscious anymore.
Yeah, I guess we'll take that.
Sweet. Thank you, thank you.
Uh-huh. Unfortunately, under the new rules, it will only heal you twice before it stops working.
Why is that?
New rules?
It can only heal a number of times equal to 1 plus your spellcasting mod.
Is your spellcasting mod only a +1?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh, got it.
But 2d6, as bonus action.
It got him back awake, and that's the important part. I'd have been happy with 1d4.
I get 8 turns to chug health potions.
I also have good berries.
Yeah, Mal's coming down with two potions, so.
since most of us are still here, when Orden's up, first thing he'd say is, "Where the fuck is she?" And then he'd find out she's dead, and then he'd turn to Nasir and the group and say, "I believe, if my memory serves, he's gonna pop back right where he left. Is that correct, Nasir?"
I believe I can fly.
I don't know if Adam's
Adam
still here.
left. Yeah, I think Adam's muted.
Got it.
From what I understand of the spell, yes, but the chain may change things.
Well, I don't know. I'm assuming that it doesn't, but if it doesn't, my thought is to put up a wall of fire and a cube around that spot. So as soon as he blinks back into existence, he's gonna have to make a save for 5d8, and then if he wants to run out of the wall, he's gonna have to do it again.
I will throw 2 powder horns on top of that, so when he pops up,
And he's still poisoned too, so.
No, what poison? So it's just the poison condition, though. He's not taking damage.
No damage.
It'd be sweet if he was like a
Mhm.
D4, D6 every time he was out. That'd be 10D,
Oh, that would be
whatever.
amazing.
Right?
that was the
Let's
first
go
time we're
talk
playing with
to
the
the old
plan.
creepy guy on the way back to town, though. He's running low on poison.
So one of the things I was thinking is if we have enough muscle to actually just drag the downed one like 5 feet to the east. That would mean the end of that chain is centered directly over the pit. So as soon as that thing comes back in, it's probably going to snap that bridge and basically fall right into
Well,
the pit of spikes.
I think according to the spell, he comes back right where he left.
I
So
think
I think he's coming back here.
Unless there's someone in the way, or there's. It says it's tricky. I don't know
It-
how he's
it's-
going to rule it.
like it's weird. Like James is obviously making this chain like taut. Like there's something there. So I'm assuming he must be ruling it differently. Otherwise, why would like if he says the chain's just like kind of like dragging on the ground, like there's nothing on the end of it, that makes sense. But he makes it look like there's actually like taut and held by something.
It
So
could
yeah.
be graphics too.
It could be. But yeah, it technically should come back.
Well, no, I
right
asked
exactly where
James.
it
He
left.
said James said it is floating in midair, just kind of taut midair.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm kind of thinking that he's going to make it come in there, despite what the spell says, which is fine with me if we can take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if fall right in the pit, you had to hit him.
I don't think I could be wrong. I don't think James would overrule the raw of a spell the way it's written unless there was a specific mechanic that prevented it. You know.
The only way that I would say is because if there's something, it says if there's something in there, he moves to the nearest
In the
possible
space.
spot, and if that magic takes over again, because it was a glowing chain, he could feasibly say,
Yeah.
this is a special chain.
Yeah, it's some kind of weird. It doesn't really make sense, but that's magic. So. But I will say though that we are definitely taking that chain because if this chain can move banish things that's weird and funky, and we can definitely find a use for that somehow. I like how the chain is actually nipple rings.
Orden, heal another 6 for whenever your turn has come around.
Yeah, and don't forget, I'm gonna give you 2 heal potions.
Thorn will throw you one as well. So give me that 3.
Adam, I think you were gone when Orden got up and found that she was down. He outlined a plan for assuming that it comes back in the space that it left. He was going to put essentially a wall of fire in a circle around that area. So when he popped back into existence, he'd immediately have to save for it, and if he chose to run out of it, which I'm sure he would, he'd have to do it again.
Oh, actually, then Nasir would try and basically up the ante and say, "How about you basically ready a spell to put the wall of fire around the thing, and then when basically I release my spell, wherever that thing shows up,
Wherever
the
he is.
the wall of fire goes around it, whether it's in the pit or over here."
Good call.
While we're all together healing Orden too, Mal's gonna say, remember, the witch is watching us.
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically,
Hating us.
technically, the more entertaining we are, the more likely she is to want to speak to us. Although I think she'll probably speak to us anyway, since we're obviously been singled out as a special.
Orden says hopefully she likes flying gnomes.
I mean, if Nasir hadn't been like hiding behind the pillar at the time, he probably would have chuckled at least a little bit, horrified.
I'd
They're
be
like-
surprised if everybody didn't. Or next, like he's 10 feet tall. He eventually has to get his. That's just the way it is. And I could have played it safe and cast a mirror image, which is what I was initially going to do. But I'm like, if I can prevent her from getting in one more turn, let's
Yeah,
do it.
it was a fair risk. She just had a lot of hit points.
Yes, she did. And I, what ultimately made the decision is that Orden's less of a. I mean, he'll fight defensively if it's prudent, but he's less of a defensive fighter than a offensive fighter. So. And as a player, I just like casting spells through Gary because I think it's fucking funny.
I think it's the first time our plan has actually just went off without a hitch.
I know.
Oh, you had to say that, didn't you?
I
I
wouldn't
thought
call
about
without
it,
a
yeah.
hitch. Someone just went
I mean, that
flying
would.
80 feet into the air, bounced off the
Free
glass
entertainment.
ceiling, and plummeted back to the earth. And it had to be the gnome.
Yeah, obviously.
The best projectiles.
Hell yeah. Especially armored gnomes. Shit.
I know.
Little
If that was
weight.
glass, you would have cracked it. To punch a hole through it. All right. So, what has anybody done with the 8 rounds? Go ahead and move yourself to where you want to be.
Mal dropped off 2 potions to Orden and then ran back up the 45-foot pillar over here.
Right away.
Yeah, Nasir would actually ask that the big strong folks basically push the roll the big body like a little bit to the east, so this whatever this hanging chain is centered like more in towards the very middle of this thing.
Okay, I have no idea if you could even move it. It's-
Strength roll.
yeah,
Well, I
let's
mean-
see
Well, I mean, we have two strength users, so no 3, right?
Giant
Yeah, 3.
different.
And
Yeah, but-
one who counts as
Let's see.
a size larger.
I'm just looking up the weight. Let's find out.
I mean,
Oh
We
yeah, you
also
can
have
try.
the steeds.
yeah, because remember push pull. We're talking about push pull drag here, not like lifting it. All
Yeah,
you need to do is
that's
just shove it across the ground.
No,
Yeah,
I've
rolling it.
I've
pretty
seen
much.
high school students tip a car on its side, or even pick one up and move it. So not a problem. They weigh 1,700 pounds, by the way.
Dang.
Wow.
Okay, so, yeah.
Where do you actually even get that information? Because the stat blocks never have that.
I just hit Google.
Oh.
I'm using fandom, so it's non-canon. In fact, if I go to the Forgotten Realms, that's even better one to use. Maybe you can't do it. 5e. Forgotten Realms Wiki. They say they weigh 9,000 pounds. There's a bit of difference. I think they went up in weight between the editions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the problem. Depending where you look, it varies wildly.
That's what they eat and how much they work out.
Okay, so let's do 3 athletics rolls, one for each of you guys who are helping out on this thing. And I'm just going to add
what's
them
going
together.
on right now?
You're making an athletics roll. Whoever's helping roll this giant further away, so the chain is centered over the top of the pit.
With an extra
Oh, I can help out
d4.
with that easy.
Is someone, I'm looking something
So,
up. Can someone
what-
add those up for me?
By the way, what is everyone's strength score? By the way,
I will cast guidance on Thorin. You can add a D4. I don't know if Thorin's our strongest.
My
but-
strength score is an 18.
Yeah, I have a 17. I have a 9 in athletics, so I took skill expert in that.
and Odo
16.
16. Yeah,
But no.
'cause
Sorry.
so all of them combined, technically, their combined push drag lift is about 1,500. So yeah, they would definitely by raw can't do it without a roll.
Add that D4 to whatever the collective is too.
Thorin was 16 on his 2 pluses.
There you go. Make it a 19.
Oh, then 19 then.
Okay, so you guys are dragging this thing. That's what they're doing. What are the casters doing?
Well,
While
we could
they're
also
trying
use
to
the
drag
speed
this thing
to
across.
pull it. as
Mal's
well.
climbing back up and taking a deep breath and aiming at the end of that chain.
Nasir's yelling back and forth with Orden, sort of plotting what to do with the dropping the banishment and the wall of fire, and coordinating that.
Yep. I don't know if you were here for that, but there was some discussion on the spell mechanic. The critter usually appears right where he disappeared from, but since there's
Right.
this floating chain, we don't know if he's going to appear somewhere else. So Orden is going to hold a wall of fire, and as soon as Nasir drops the spell, he's going to cast it around in a circle around wherever the thing pops up. So he'll take it immediately, and then if he chooses to run out of it, which I'm pretty sure he will, because he's not going to want to stay in there, he'll have to make it again.
How tall is the wire? How tall is the fire?
Let's see.
20 feet high.
Ringed wall, 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick.
Okay, so it's just as high as he is. So pretty much basically, as soon as this thing pops into view, it's going to then be obscured by the firewall.
I'm in hell.
Okay, that's good to know for what I intend to do.
Looking up Deagle's character sheet, see if there's anything he can do to help out. He's got that resilient sphere. You could always use that, but that'd only be usable on players, and it's only by touch.
No, the
Oh, wait, no, it's not touch.
magical
It's got
hamster
30-foot
ball.
range. Yeah, you get 30-foot range to save someone's ass.
Yeah, too bad he's on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, and the gate's closed.
Just eat that sandwich. We don't want you getting lightheaded, Deegan.
That's right, and we'd gotten the information that these things were essentially immune to basically charm magic, so hypnotic pattern won't really work either.
That's right. So the sounds of the crowd start building up again as you can see that the hag is up there counting off, and she's down to like a couple of hands, and she can start hearing her over the top if she's counting down, and you realize it has to be the end of the spell, that somehow or another she knows when it's going to end.
Yeah. So were they successful in actually pushing that thing or no?
Yes. Yes. So
All right,
let's
so
move
that-
this thing a bit more.
So it goes 5 feet over here, 5 feet to the east.
Yeah, well, move the chain first.
We should put the chain right due in the middle of this thing.
It's about as close as I can get. So all your huffing and puffing and grunting and maybe even getting a hernia, you've dragged this thing about 4 feet.
Everyone, get to your positions. 12 seconds.
Okay, and it's going to end on your turn, I believe.
Oh,
I guess
not if I basically cast something else.
there is
That drops my concentration.
As Rakir heads to the stands, you just kind of... How much time we got? 12 seconds?
Yep. So basically 2 turns to move and get in position.
Never mind then.
I'll ready a javelin for when it pops up, because what else will I do?
Dorn's gonna hold an action. After Orden pops up in that wall of fire, he wants the wall of fire. He's gonna throw a powder horn into it.
In the last, when it gets down to the last 6 seconds, Nasir will yell out, "Orden, ready yourself."
Hey James, was that rag still attached to the giant? Its body still?
it's in the back of its wound. Roll a d20, and you can get to it on an 8 or less.
Well, I'm not trying to get to it. I'm just asking.
Okay. Yes, it's still stuck in there because she'd probably have an arm over it or laying over it or.
Right. So is Orden going to precast, and then on my turn we'll basically start this off, or what?
Yep. When you say 6 seconds, he starts to cast. His turn is essentially immediately before yours, so it'll work out.
Yep.
Okay. Well, sounds like you guys are controlled initiative. You let me know when it begins.
All right. So I guess just move it down to basically Nasir's turn, I guess.
Okay.
And does anyone basically anyone else besides Orden have any readied actions? Thorn does, right?
Yeah, it's after Orden goes though.
Mine was as soon as it popped up.
Yes,
For
as
a
soon as
24 to
it
hit.
lands, I'm going to charge it and attempt to hit it with my lance.
Okay, look where
Okay.
it's going to be coming in at before you do that.
All right. So
Yeah.
all right. So interesting thing is basically when there's a whole bunch of simultaneous actions that are going to occur. Basically, the Xanathar says basically the person whose turn it is basically gets to choose the order in which they happen. So Rakir is basically going to be charging. Odo is going to be attacking. Thorin's going to be throwing a powder horn after the full wall fire goes up, and Orden's going to be putting the full wall fire up. Is that correct?
Yes,
Sure, you're the boss.
I think so.
Your spell.
Yeah.
I'm fine
Mal's
with it.
aiming.
And Mao's aiming. All right, then. All right, then on my turn, basically, then the spell drops, and what happens?
The giant appears again with a chain wrapped around its waist and that weird place there, about a foot or two off the ground. It drops onto the little bridge, which buckles instantly, and he starts falling down inside the pit. What do you all want to do? You all want to do your actions now while he's falling into the pit?
I guess question: do we get to take our actions before it falls entirely into the pit and disappears?
Yes. Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
All right, then Mao, take your shot.
All right. He's using a poison draw bolt. Yes.
Nice.
Hell
Ooh.
yes.
Nice.
Hell yeah. He gets extra damage too.
Yeah, not of the poison, but definitely the sneak attack.
No, yeah.
That's a
No.
good. That's a good
Sneak
start.
attack doesn't get double though, right?
No, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, it
Oh, it
does.
does?
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, if it's something like this where basically you have then basically like saving throw after the attack, then it doesn't get doubled. But for the attack itself, everything does. That's why sneak attacks and smites are nasty on crits.
Was that 43 points of damage?
43 points of damage.
Wow.
Yes.
So yes, he starts dropping to the ground. His arms reach up in the air like, "Whoa, I'm falling!" And the arrow pops him right between the eyes on that one.
Yeah, you're falling.
All right, Odo, go. Oh, he needs to make the. No, wait, he was already poisoned, right?
Yep, the end he dies. He's not getting it again.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
Well, it's worth a shot. It's back in your hand. And
All right, Rick here, charge.
Yes. All right, let's go.
what's the range on that lance of yours?
It's
reach.
just a reach weapon, yeah.
I mean, is it 5 feet, or because this thing's in the middle of this pit? Well, you get up there and you let me know what you're gonna do.
Let me check. Second.
So for future, don't use if he is poisoned already, he can't get the unconscious effect if he fails his save.
Oh, good point. That's a good point. He sort of made his save, and if
He
you
can't-
make your save,
Yeah, unfortunately, because of his bonus, he literally cannot save it by that much.
Oh, okay.
The minimum he can roll
Oh,
for
that
10.
makes sense. 9. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's just a standard reach weapon, so 5 extra feet.
okay, you can get at him. Maybe stabbing at a hand or something. But you have to get right up to the cliff edge.
Oop, but not in it.
Don't go in.
Ah!
There we go.
That's what I was afraid of.
But like, because like right there, technically that would be essentially 5 feet away. So if you move one more, that'd be 10 feet away.
Yeah, you can move one more way. Yeah, there you go. Not that it's making much of a difference, but
Oh, it will. When the firewall goes,
oh,
that'll be important. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. So I can
So
hit an enemy that's 10 feet away from me. So that's
Yeah. So 18.
which is why I stood here initially.
yeah. So go for it. There you are. You're fine.
And
should make
it's,
the lights
a
darker.
good 16 piercing.
Nice.
All right. And
Charge up there, stabbing his thing. You've obviously bloodied him at this point from the wounds he took before he disappeared.
all right. Did Gary? I take Gary wasn't doing anything, right?
Other than watching in pleasure, no.
All right, Orden. Wall of
I
fire.
actually rolled it way up at the top.
There it is.
21.
DC 15 save. Dex save. Oh, missed it.
Nice.
Fire rips up around the entire area. Cool. He takes 21 more points.
All right, and that would trigger Thorns, right?
Well, Thorn's just kind of thrown into the wall of fire.
Nice. I don't think we even gave it a save, did we? Oh, you're the first one. But you're gonna,
I think it was
not gonna
DC
hit.
12 or something like that.
Yeah, but you're not going to hit with a 7 and a 2.
But it blows up, and then everything
doesn't
with a
need to.
10 feet range.
Yeah, good point. I don't know why we gave it an attack when it's an area effect.
I guess because hitting, I guess throwing in and hitting was like he's trying to hit someone with the bag.
And there were also like specific instances where you have to like get close to it, or you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it for now. We'll look it up next time. -13.
I assume the wall fire is basically something like that, Orden.
20-foot diameter. That looks right. Or is it diameter? We can be up to 20 feet in diameter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's about 10 feet diameter, but that basically covers the entire pit.
Perfect.
And just so everyone knows not to put themselves.
And it's faced in, so you can walk right up to the wall, but
It's getting close to the land.
Just sizing it up.
Yep. It's just a little swimmy is all.
Alright, so the gunpowder does another 13. Is that the way that works? Because it's within 10 feet. Actually, are you within 10 feet, Thorin?
No, he's not. Not if he's tossing it in the middle of it. That would be everything inside the fire.
Yes, so assume it's also outside the fire, so you'd probably want to stand more than 10 feet away from the edge. Just make sure he didn't catch himself.
Yeah.
That was
It
kind of
says,
my point.
DC 12 deck save for half
You
damage.
did find a DC on it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
he's like, meh, I'm resistant.
Fair.
Well, he gets that, so he takes 7 or 8. Wait, no,
6.
that's not right. It's 15. Fucking.
Yeah, so 6, because dueling doesn't apply, I don't think.
No, yeah. I keep forgetting to turn that off.
Okay.
All right, and so after all that,
then he plummets down into the rocks. As he falls down into there, DC 15 save. Deck save.
Spike trap.
Rolls a 1.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
I'm not supposed to kill my own creature. What fun is this?
Glad we didn't.
Can you imagine how much this giant is hating fucking life right now?
Yeah.
We probably have no idea what's going on.
Stuck in this little dimension, and then all of a sudden, his world becomes pain and fire.
Yeah.
And then he plummets down there to an agonizing death, and a bellowing roar goes out.
Oh wow, I'm definitely glad that you didn't fall in there, Orden.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he's done.
That would have been
He's done.
absolutely
That
tragic.
is beautiful.
Oh, that would have been a death for sure.
Do I like? Does Nasir recognize his like death cry?
Yes.
Oh, Nasir was just about to summon up his little minion and just sort of shrugs and just dusts his hands.
Mal's gonna do a slow clap.
And the chain falls to the ground.
Come on, guys.
Someone get that.
The chain?
Yes, it's magic.
We said we could get whatever we want.
Sure. Yes. I go. Rakir grabs the chain.
Oh, but it's probably still attached to two giants, isn't it?
It's I'm having trouble moving it currently.
It's attached to 18,000 pounds.
Nasir just to himself and Alzado.
Here, actually, hey, Dagger, are they still alive?
So the crowd is roaring for you around. Everybody's very excited and happy. They just like the fighting. They don't care who did it.
Mal's gonna start bowing, taking his hat off, whipping it in the air.
The hag steps forward, looks around. This is wonderful, wonderful. Come, boys, come. And she disappears. Poof.
Hey, Nasir, we could get the chain if you blast it off of the guy in the pit, I suppose.
Ah, this could work.
I'll go and detach the chain from the giant that's over here, James.
Okay. It takes some work, but yeah, there's a pin in it. You eventually can pull it off and take it out. It looks like it takes a bit of work. Big hands couldn't have figured it out or made it work.
Oh, bugs.
These
Yeah, you
giants.
gonna drop your bugs yet, or they just keep going for a while, don't they?
I was gonna go the outside of it.
Yeah, does the
Are these
Yeah.
giants wearing anything like a necklace or anything?
pardon?
Well, which one are you up there? So yeah, you're up there dealing with that. I'll get back to you on the necklace thing and all that.
Okay.
And no,
Yes.
they're not. They're wearing stuff, but
Yeah. Does the wall of fire drop, by the way?
Yes. Gordon says he released the firewall
Okay, cool.
and spat upon its grave.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I missed that.
Oh no.
All right. Yeah. Because we basically send send someone down there to basically sort of, I guess, is this thing like just wrapped around their body, or is it basically sort of like how is it actually pinned to them?
there's a metal band that goes around their waist that looks like that has a locking mechanism on one side. It looks like it was built for them. So it's and then a big locking chest bracelet, whatever you want to call it, like you would put around a prisoner's ankle, but giant sized. That
Ah,
then is connected to the chain that goes across.
then Nasir will be like, Lamb, there's a lock down there. Can you unlock it?
Ew. Yeah, I guess. He'll run over and slide down the chain.
Which said, oh, down into the pit.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, down into the pit as you go down there. An easy dex roll for me just to get past all
Gordon
the
will
spiky things.
Cast
Yeah,
guidance on Mal as he's going into the pit.
He
Okay.
can literally spider climb down the chain.
Yeah.
Yep.
The chain
me
goes
do
down between some of the pit, the stakes, and that's all.
acrobatics or
Anything. Yeah, it's whatever. It's a 10. All right, you're fine. Okay, so yeah, you get through them, no problem at all. That's what makes you didn't roll a 1.
Yeah.
At the bottom then is this large egg that looks like it's made of crystal and it's glowing and there's this light pouring out of it going up into the sky. And it looks like the thing that's creating the shield
Ooh, is it attached to anything?
to the ground. It's sitting in this little stone basin of some sort.
He'll kind of tap it. Is it actually attached to the basin or?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, he'll go over and try and pick the lock.
Go for it.
You got guidance.
Oh yeah. We'll die 4.
Yep.
Yes. 19.
Good enough. You're able to work this thing apart. It's more of a time than effort.
All right. And he'll look at the glowing egg. Does he think he can pry it off?
Give it some time, maybe. You might have to chip at it and stuff. It might break it. It may cause a reaction. You don't really know. I didn't
Okay.
find out, but
He'll climb up the chain.
You could get another thing to talk to you in your head, hopefully.
Hey, the more the merrier.
How much empty space is up there that you could just have all these people with you?
Well, he started with a lot of empty, so
There's room
I don't
for
know,
everybody. Come on in, guys.
Saucy would I don't know. I think Mal might be curious about that egg. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
yeah,
Oh, shit.
he's already looking at it.
As he's climbing up, he says, "Hey, there's a really cool egg down there. I think it makes that giant dome thing. Do you think she'd be pissed if we took it?"
I'd say that's probably a fair bet.
Nah.
Which doesn't mean we shouldn't.
Maybe we should talk to her first. Yay! He's waving his hat. Yay! Yeah, maybe
Oh.
we should talk to her first.
That's right. When she teleported away, presumably, I assume that the barrier went down first.
Well,
At this point, yes, the barrier is falling. You can see it dropping to the ground.
Just be clear. Did she teleport away before the barrier went down?
Yes.
Interesting.
while while Mal is dealing with the chain, I'm assuming Rakir is just sort of waiting So I go talk to the crowd for a bit if they'll talk to me.
They're already working their way down towards the steps and stuff. So
It's like,
now you're
"Oh,
towards the human crowd there, and they're a lot more friendly than some of the other crowds. So this group here in front of them, some of them are giving some some nods and some accolades. A couple of them are like, "Man, I really wanted you dead. I'm still gonna
eh,
get you. I'm hoping for you to die. You killed my
oh,
brother."
that's just fine. I
You know what
suppose.
I just realized? Anyone that doesn't have any knowledge of magic, anyone that does would know the difference. But those who don't think there's one really badass owl in there and one really
Yes.
weak fucking gnome.
The gnome cannonball. So yeah, it's not a friendly crowd, but there's a couple of them in there that are quite impressed with you all. Especially since you killed 2 of these big guys in just a couple of seconds. So Driegel, you see him walking up there. You can see him appear up on top of the pedestals. He walks up the big ramp behind it and steps out there. I don't have a picture for Driegel. And the little guy, you can sort of see him peering out there over the top of everybody. Well done. Pick up your prizes. And he points to the gate that the giant didn't break.
Ooh, more prizes? As he's stuffing the chain into Sam.
His
Yeah.
giant gate.
Actually, how
Odin,
heavy is the chain?
I have no
Uh,
idea.
Odin.
How are you feeling, Jordan, after that
Gordon looks back.
after that blow to the whole body?
He looks back and says, "Hey, if there are prizes, I'm fucking taking it. I earned that motherfucker."
Hey,
Oh, no problem.
Odin. Hello.
I was just asking how you were feeling, Jordan.
Bright as rain, he says, and doesn't look right as rain. I mean, he's definitely hit point wise, he's not terrible. But I have to imagine he's probably pretty shook up, literally and figuratively.
Alright.
Rakir steps off the steed. Maybe perhaps you'd like a ride?
He stubbornly says, my own 2 feet will do just, but I do appreciate the offer."
All right. You're mounted again. I don't mind being able to ride around on a horse.
After a couple of ineffectual attempts to basically get Odin's attention, Missy will just sigh and just literally walk over to the party, engulfing
I
everyone
did
in.
say I looked back.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't hear that.
What do you want me to do? You're surrounded by an opaque wall of bugs.
This year's missing a lot because you can't hear a damn thing through all the bugs.
Can you do the trick you did last time to disperse them?
Do the what?
Did you have the wind?
Yeah,
Oh,
last
that was a
last time.
scroll.
I actually can't do that, lad. I'm sorry.
Understood.
Thorns
I
start blowing at it.
Then go. Right, go claim the
Good job,
prize.
Thorin.
I shall wait here then.
Wait for me!
You can't.
Yes. Did you get the chain?
Yeah, he's dragging it behind as he's still stuffing it in his bag. Guys, Sam can't handle much more.
What
Yes.
if he yells into the bugs? What if we put that staff into my bag of holding?
I do not know. I will be fine. I'll be with you in spirit. And you hear a whisper from right next to your ear. In spirit.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Well, Orden, it's as you say. You helped quite a bit.
I
After
mean, we all did, but I just, damn near died. Stone giant baseball.
No,
That was a
absolutely.
great death, by the way, too. Really,
Thanks,
really
buddy.
picturesque. I mean, you hit that ground so hard, I thought you might lose a head.
Did I bounce?
Oh, you fucking
Wow.
bell.
Yes, I believe I now understand how the Doppler effect works.
Orden
Just like
definitely
that.
looks like he got his bell rung. There's maybe a couple more dents in his armor that weren't there before.
Mal looks down and he pulls out Rappy and he looks down at his armor. He's like, "How'd we do, guys?" And he
Orden
puts
just
Rappy
shakes
back.
his head and looks away.
The sword answers back, says, "That was amazing. I really
thought
wish
so,
you
too.
would have taken a bigger role, though. I think you should have been more out in the front."
Well, next time I'll use you. Does that sound good?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Hey, I got
Orden
something else, but I can't tell you about it.
Orden grabs Mal and says, because you're saying all that out loud.
Oh yeah.
He says, I'm sure that's a mighty fine little poker you have there, but next time we face a stone giant, don't be out front.
What? Well, I mean, I've got my friends and you guys.
You could be the one that flies next time. Believe me, I don't think you want to do that.
Ooh, you've got that spell? I'd love to fly.
Yes, perhaps we can get some sort of large eagle steed next time.
Ooh, I have never ridden an eagle. I
Neither
heard
have
they're
I.
fun.
I'd
But
prefer not to, honestly.
if you're allergic to raven feathers, are you allergic to eagle?
Huh?
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Little known fact, Orden's dirty little secret, he fantasized about being able to ride Gary one day.
We're
Well,
we're,
you
we're
didn't need to.
saying
You had to
all
fly
this.
all on
We're,
your
we're,
own.
we're saying all this, and your imagination's just going wild of
Yeah.
using enlarge on Gary.
Oh no, James and I have talked about the mechanic before. By raw, I don't know if it would work, but calculated out like in pounds, it would work. Because Gary wouldn't be a size larger. He'd be effectively the same size. Although a lot of the modules I have enemies that ride critters that are the same size, so I don't know.
All right,
But
we're heading in now, Nessir.
doing the math on what he can carry, like weight wise, it's possible.
And Nasir, you feel a light little touch on your shoulder as a oil can settles in on you.
And he'll sort of gently stroke the bat's head. I don't think bats do that. That's
It
very
actually does.
bats purr.
Yes, that one does.
This one does.
Oh my god.
That's icky.
I can see somebody like, get the fuck off me.
So, on the other side of the wall is a large cage, not a large, only 10 feet wide, a cage that has Rosnar in it, who's standing there looking a little bit worried, looking every which way. You don't see any actual entrances or doors on this cage. You're not sure how he got in.
Who's got a tomato?
Um,
And go ahead and move
Orden,
yourself through the wall. That's fine. Wherever you want to be.
seeing that, do we have a direct, clear path to him?
Yeah, well, you have to walk out and all the way around, unless you go back out the way the Giants came in. That got chewed open. That's a big ways too.
So we can't walk. I see. Orden pulls out. You remember Skullcracker, the little hammer, the gnome-sized hammer he made? He pulls that out as soon as he sees him. He says, "I think this thing's gonna fulfill its destiny today, boys."
Mal's gonna climb up on the side of the wall and then just drop her rope down. Come on, let's go get him. Or say hi.
You'll hear the wisp say in Nasir's voice, say, now do not kill him. He is our leverage. Remember the
I'm not gonna kill him.
All right, well,
Just
yes, Orden, before we let you have him, do you mind if we speak to him first?
Oh, he'll be able to speak.
No, I
Orden,
mean, he'll probably be more receptive to talking prior to you,
look, you don't need your legs to
his
talk.
facial
Can
features.
you put
as
his
you're
ugly mug up
talking,
there?
Orden misty steps over within melee range and smacks him in the fucking face with Skullcracker.
Oh, well, all right.
Oh, he's over here.
In here, right?
Yeah.
No, he's right here.
No, he's
Oh.
that's not race.
Oh, he's in a cage. do you misty step into the cage with him and just start wailing on him?
I just hit him once. I thought he was in. I thought he was here. I guess I'm picturing.
so-
No,
it
this
wrong.
is where our loot is, I suppose.
I don't even
Yeah.
know if there's.
All that is a covered walkway that goes out.
Yeah, and that's why Mal put the rope right here.
Oh,
Okay, I see. I'm sorry. My bad.
I'll just,
and I did
I'll
not
just
use
ride.
Misty
I'll
Step.
just ride out. When we had that conversation while we were walking out.
I like it. He's walking with Skullcracker in his hand, looking determined that he's going to
Yes, Orden,
sock this
he'll
guy.
probably
And he
be
says,
very
"I'm not going to
receptive
kill him.
conversation.
He'll be able to talk. I'm not even going to knock him unconscious. But that fucker almost killed me twice now. And I'll
I'm
be damned
saying
if I'm
it's
not
more
fucking
about
hitting him."
attitude.
As you're walking around, Rosnar's raising his hands up. Whoa, whoa.
Well,
We
yes,
may not be all
Rosnar-
friends, but There's no reason to go this far on this. We're
Casey,
not on the
pop
opposite
his face
sides.
up.
You know,
You want me to put up again? You mean like I did earlier?
Yeah.
This thing?
yes, Orden. Well, I mean, you do as you see fit, but I still think he'd be much easier if we talk to him first.
He's just staring at him and say, "You're lucky I can't fucking fit in there with you."
He looks. I know you have a lot of hostility against me, but gentlemen, we're all on the same side, believe it or not. We're all fighting against the same people. Well,
Your
except for you're
mother's on
fighting me
my
too.
fucking
Doing
Yes,
it.
I believe we've
You
met.
hate yourself too?
Oh, that was a good one.
So, gentlemen, we can all come out winners out of this thing.
Yes, I don't believe we're very well acquainted.
He nods a little bit. I am the Duke Roll20 Rosnar, head of the Rosnar family at Waterdeep in the noble house of Rosnar.
He's the fucker that sent the demon and the stone
Yes.
giants.
I'm not
aware. I
going to
was not a
deny
fan
any
of
of
the
that.
demon.
And I didn't. The demon was mine. I didn't summon it, but yes. But that is only because you are doing things that are dangerous that will kill all of us if I don't stop you.
Funny you never just thought to fucking talk to us.
After
Now,
you stole from me and took all my funds, after you stole the weapon that I was going to use to defeat the dragon, after you got the city burned to the ground, after you left it there in the town, I didn't talk to you. You're the villains in this.
Orton's gonna firebolt him.
Oh,
Oh
Jesus.
God.
Well,
Perspective's
Watch
a
your
bitch.
tone.
oh my God, that is that's quite a bit of damage.
Good. It's not gonna kill him.
I think it's beautiful. She rolled a crit though. It's
It
fucking-
is.
Well, you get his
On
soul,
top of
so-
everything, you can't. He's sitting there talking shit, fucking goading
I know.
him. Man. Fuck that.
The wisp will say, it does have a point about us basically not securing it in a location where it could not cause damage if it is searched for. But how could we know that there would be a dragon invasion coming for this? So that is partially us not having the foresight for it. But for the rest is Dross. Rosnar, I suggest you close your mouth because you are now in our power and you have nothing you can say to get out of it. So
Yes, I suggest you speak when spoken to.
And that bloodied him, by the way. That burned most of his clothes off and roasted his hair away.
Well, now he knows we're fucking serious. And he
Thorn's
knows
he
gonna
does.
start
watch his
kicking
tongue.
dirt, and the fucking thing just kind of put him out a little bit. But
So he stops talking at that point, just has his hands up.
Matt was gonna toss a rotten
Mark.
old good berry in there. I've got these good berries from like who knows when, but
I don't think they last any longer. I think they had like a
Oh,
1-day use.
They
probably
disappear
all
after
dried up. He
24.
just tosses it in there.
Here,
There you go.
have a caper.
so
It's a craisin.
so actually the will-o-wisp will actually go up to here. Is this knight still up here?
Yes,
Was he basically like
he's watching you all now.
was he like their body? Was he basically
funny, the
like
wisp-
the witch's like
the wisp-
aide or bodyguard or something?
He's
Right.
standing next to Dreagle as well. Dreagle's there is next to him.
The wisp will go up and say, "They had request for our presence. How shall we do this?"
Well, when you're done playing with your new toy, Dreagle says. He points off at a tall tree over on. You can see poking above all the other trees off in the distance. Go there. You'll see a door.
Was
Ah,
there is
many
this the
thanks.
prize he was referring to?
And he
That's
points
him.
at it. He points at them.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Orden, I know. Would it be better to hold on to this douchebag or
Yes, knock him.
we burn him to the ground?
Dreagle goes marching on down the steps,
Orden,
heading down towards you all. Stupid, good for nothing, goody two-shoe, idiot humans. And he's mumbling as he's coming down.
So
Orden looks directly at Rosnar to answer Mal's question and says, "That depends entirely on him, lad." And he likes fire dance around his fingers one more time.
no,
Oh,
Take-
all right, Orden, please.
Take him, knock him unconscious, tie him up, make it so he's unable to do magic. We'll take him with us.
All right. Actually, we have quite a useful item. We just got a magic chain.
I would not rely on that. He can use magic. He could perhaps teleport away. So
I see. So a normal chain would do much better.
yes, basically, blind his eyes, tie his hands, gag his mouth, make it so he cannot basically do it. Well, you do not know this. Just do what they say. That will make it so he cannot do any magic.
Understood. I'll
Tied,
just
tied,
toss him
tied.
on the back of this horse here.
Yep. Make sure he is unconscious, and I will stabilize him, and we can bring him with us.
Yes, this is going to sound weird, but Rosnar, I'm going to need you to take off your clothes. Or what little remains of them.
Oh, God. He's going to take a step back.
Orden says, hold on. I mean, I thought, let's go take it a little even further than I was. Like, come on.
No, I mean, well, we got to make sure he doesn't have anything on him.
I mean, he can keep his pants. Keep your knickers on. How about that?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, keep your undergarments on.
Yes, I agree with this. That is good thinking.
Doran,
Yes,
the
sorry.
other, the
He
key.
takes a step back, goes, "Fuck that!" You see him grab onto his coat, and then looks around with a look of confusement. Pulls on it again, looks around.
Would you rather have another one of these?
Doran's gonna throw a ball of oil at him. Like throw some oil at him. Odin, he's all yours.
Yes, please be compliant, Rosnar. I would hate to have to come
It's
in
the
there
wi-
myself.
The will-o-wisp screams
Dirk in
out.
your coat.
The will-o-wisp screams out. Knock him unconscious now!
He's in a cage.
Yeah, he's in a cage.
Who has
Now
the key?
picks the lock.
Diggle.
I mean,
There
I
is
suppose
no lock.
Rakir
Oh.
pulls out his lance. I suppose I could just poke at him through the cage if you'd like.
Yeah, that's all you can do at this point because there's not even a door. So
Yes.
little Dreagle comes up. Are you all done playing with your toys?
I don't think quite yet.
Actually,
Doran swings the door
do you
open.
have any?
There's no door.
Oh, there's no doing. It's just an open cage.
Yeah, it's a completely closed cage except for the ceiling.
Do you have any actually? Do you have
you-
any manacles, Dreagle? We'd like to take him with us.
Oh, wait.
All of them?
All of him?
He says, obviously confused of some sort.
Yes, we don't plan on dismantling him anytime soon.
Speak for yourself.
Well, okay, yes.
So, hey James,
Yes.
what happens when the will-wisp basically phases into the cage?
What can't the will-o-wisp get through? There is. I'll tell you what it is around him, and you can do it. There is
There's an anti-magic field.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the will-wisp basically. So the will-wisp was visible, so you can actually have a point of reference for Nasir. You see the will-wisp basically start to phase through the cage and just go bloop, and basically just basically disappear. And from out in the arena, you hear basically a loud fuck from Nasir.
How tall is the cage?
It's 15 feet.
15 feet. Okay.
Let's
Yes.
just use a giant chain.
Nasir shouts from outside. Thorin, Rekir, climb in and beat him down. Actually, that's a good question. That actually means that basically the firebolt wouldn't even work because basically as soon as he fired it into the cage at him, it would have just.
Yeah, you're right.
That's right.
That's what Doran was thinking.
But the
That's
oil
the-
works.
Yes,
And
You know,
Well,
that-
worked.
That
And
was
yet-
literally the most satisfying
Yeah, I know.
firebolt, if not attack, that Orden has ever done. So if we could just somehow.
Yeah, we'll make it work somehow.
That's,
Um,
Now
well-
grabs the torch
yes,
from the fire thing over here.
Rosnar, I'm going to have to come in there if you don't mind.
So
Doran's
we'll
already
say,
climbing up.
let me retro
We'll
that
just
a
say
little
as-
bit. Hold
as
on.
soon as you
The
open
wisp
the
got
cage, he does it.
through the wall. It's a one-way field.
Excellent.
There
That
you
way
go.
the damn attack worked.
Nice call.
So your wisp is inside the wall.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure he just tried to use his cloak of the bat to fly away and it didn't work,
Yep.
which is why I assumed it was an anti-magic field, right?
And you were right, except for the
Alright.
magic item.
All right, Rosnar.
Oh, fair
we're,
enough.
We're coming in there.
And he's all right, and he starts stripping off his clothes.
Right,
Thank
Doran's
you.
climbing over.
Thank you. Just hand them to me. You'll have a nice comfy spot on the back of this horse.
He passes everything through.
All right. And then Thorin, you want to tie him up?
Oh yeah, in a minute. And then after Thorin jumps down, he starts cracking his knuckles, and he's gonna punch Rosnar a couple times.
Orden's
Okay.
got,
Oh,
Orden's got
oh my.
manacles. Orden will chuck his manacles over for you.
All right.
Are you doing knockout damage or regular?
Knockout damage.
Okay. In case you're critical, that's the only reason I'm asking.
He wants to leave him, if he can, try to leave him just enough awake that when he gets out the cage, Orden can go ahead and do the honors knocking him out.
Beat him unconscious and then okay. And then bring him back to 1 hit point.
Well, there's just 2 attacks. He's gonna hit him with the butt of the sword.
What's
Okay.
So I have all of Rosnar's clothes. Did he have anything weird in here?
Yes, I guess you could. I mean, there's gems. There's piles of rings that he had on. He had like 5 different rings on.
Yeah.
His cloak that he was pulling on. He even had a longsword on his side still.
That's more what I was concerned about. All right. Hey Thorin.
Yes.
Just so he can't immediately run back and use his status, would you mind ruffling up his hair and kicking some dirt in his face or something?
Oh, absolutely. Thorin grabs a chunk of his hair and kicks his sword and just kind of starts jagging it, like cutting it off.
Okay,
Well,
and he's pretty toasted anyways from the fire blast. That
No, I'm being very serious here. Nasir is yelling from the other side of the wall. Keep him inside the cage until he is unconscious. Secure him inside the cage so he cannot cast anything. Then bring his body outside of the cage.
All right, Thorin looks at him.
Nasir.
Sorry, Orden. And he's just going to start decking Rosnar until he passes out.
Don't be sorry to
All right.
me. I'm just enjoying the show.
Just like it's like watching Rocky work over some slabs of meat.
Yeah.
So eventually-
artist at work.
Well, not too long after, in a couple of hits, he drops to the ground in an unmoving heap.
Actually, what is it? Is there anything else that would make him look like a peasant?
Well, he's been toasted. You can't tell he's a noble anymore. His clothes are all burnt away. His hair is burnt
Yeah, I
away
know,
and
but
chopped away.
What other things?
Unless you want to make some new clothes for him.
What other
My
things?
burlap sack.
Yeah, I know,
Well,
exactly.
Well, Thorin's going to manicle him up now that he's unconscious, throw him over his shoulder, and then climb back out of this. But when he gets to the top, he's going to throw him over and not climb back down with him.
Okay.
I got him.
No, don't. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
And eventually, Nasir, your spell falls down, so you can leave if you want. I think it would last a minute.
10 minutes.
Oh,
That's
good God.
that's the problem. That's why Nasir's just kind of waiting it out.
Thorin can spend 10 minutes beating this man.
You can cast another spell
like
if you want. You
to-
got
No, it's a property of the staff. It's not concentration. That's the problem. I'm stuck with it.
Hey,
Maybe
Orden.
you should wash a little bit.
Orden, would you like to hog tie him?
You know what? Fuck you.
That's from the other room.
No, I don't think that's gonna help.
Orden does belly laugh when he hears this Syria. So anybody else have manacles? Or maybe I'm thinking of our old
Yeah.
half-orc friend.
That's what I was looking through my
Yes!
stuff. No, I had a bunch of his stuff, but nope.
Yes,
have
here.
manacles?
Leave his manacles.
You
Toss
see
him over.
you see the wall. You see basically the wall of bugs just starts creeping closer and closer, and then hear
Oh.
then hear a chink, a metallic sound of something hitting the dirt on the other side, and the wall of bugs recedes.
Thank you, Nasir.
Orden already chucked his one pair over, so I'm guessing Thorin threw those on him, and we can put the
Yeah.
other one around his ankles and
Yep.
hog time.
I was hoping
Remember-
we could hog tie him to something too.
Remember to tie his thumbs together, tie his fingers, gag him, and blind him with a blindfold, or better a sack.
Orden would rip up his clothes and use those for all of this,
Or use his clothes.
assuming they're well made and sturdy.
Yeah, they are. I mean, silks are pretty good.
Yeah, silk
Oh, yeah.
clothing.
As
Yeah.
Orden asks for him, I'll hand it to him.
Yeah, as long as we identify to make sure they're not magical before we do so.
I think just a cloak was right.
Well, I think
So-
if they're magical, I wouldn't be able to rip them. I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
the
Oh, you could.
cloak you can't destroy at least. That's
No,
right. It's only artifacts, isn't it? That's the
Yeah,
weird rule.
magic
Is
items
this
just have
cloak?
resistance to damage, so you could totally ruin a magical cloak if you didn't realize it.
Oh, I
Well,
didn't know that.
Orden
Yeah.
will use one free detect magic a day. He'll cast that now. Anything that's magic, he'll put in his bag of holding.
So I'll just hand it all off to him. Is this sword magical?
No. Silver.
Oh, nice, a second silver sword.
Third. I mean, what?
So the cloak, anything else glowy?
A ring and one of the gems.
Orden will pluck all three and throw them in his bag.
I don't know why I'm so busy about trying to get the stupid manacles right in the middle of the square. Okay, move on.
It's the little things, James.
It is. I'm just gonna fight with that for 5 minutes. There, something that doesn't matter is done. Okay.
Ah,
It's
now roll
perfect.
again. I know that.
All right. So, as silence goes over, you can hear people leaving over there. Some folks are wandering over to take a look at you, but most people just want to stay away from you. The knight finally comes walking back down and meets up again with Driegel. The knight looks over. Good fight.
Thanks.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
What's your name? I'm Lamb.
Oh, Lance.
Do you use a lance?
Not since I was young. He gives you a little wink.
He smiles. Guys, this is Lance.
Yes, pleased to meet you.
Don't want to nod.
How do you know everyone, Lance?
Oh, I'm one of the knockers.
Oh,
I try to keep things a little bit under control here, a little less violent than normal.
well, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to meet you again because I think you're going up to see Auntie, aren't you?
I think
Yeah.
that's the plan, yeah.
Careful.
Is there
Thanks.
any recommendations you might have?
Yeah, be careful.
Uh, Thank you.
But, he stops. Don't kill her, okay? We work for her. That's the boss. He laughs and he wanders off.
He thinks we can kill her. That's good. He whispers.
All right, well, you're not going to have time, I guess. I don't know. Are you going to go over straight to the tree? What do you want to do?
Could we ask basically like Deagle the Knight if I assume Auntie's not used to being kept waiting?
Yeah, Driegel, actually, there are in there. Driegel looks over. Well, you can keep her waiting, but you're just going to piss her off.
Yes, so perhaps we should go. Is Rosnar secured?
The knight,
Orden
then
comes
the
in.
lance looks over as he's heading off. He goes, hey, one more thing. If you all behave yourself, you can probably walk out of that without a problem. Just keep that in mind.
As he says behave, chuckle. The orange is going to chuckle to him. Behave.
And he smiles, yeah, as he looks at the ruined walls and stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's why I thought I should mention it.
Yes.
But
we're putting
if you want to
Rosnar
talk
in
to the dragon, you have to talk to Auntie first.
Look, we aren't the ones who brought the stone giants to the gladiator party, so I just would like to point this out.
Well, I'm not holding it against you.
So
Um,
yeah, let's head up that way. And since the detect magic lasts 10 minutes, when we walk in, Orden's gonna and only he can see it, of course. Orden's gonna take note of anything magical in her tent.
Yes,
Oh.
we're gonna toss Rosnar in the back of this horse.
So let me back up a bit on that one before you do that. So the tent is just a covered patio area. Think of like in the movie Gladiator where they're all hanging there out waiting to go into the fighting area. And that's what that all is, except for it's not underground. It's just under a tent. Her place, you were told by Driegel to go to this tall tree that you can see towering over the rest of the trees from here, which is probably about a quarter mile away, and that there's a door there.
Cool.
Right.
Orden, what if I attach one end of this chain to you and one end to Rosnar? Would that be cool?
No, I don't want that chain anywhere near him. We don't know what that is, pal.
Yes,
He could have
I'd
some control over it.
I suggest we have everything analyzed by our good friend here before we use any of it.
Well, I could just carry him if you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
If he
Yes, please.
do not let him out of our sight because he is going to be part of the proceedings. He's very
Yes.
important.
He's quite light, I think. That's just Rosnar way.
Yes. Now that we are stripped of his ego, I'm sure he is quite light.
Are you throwing him over your shoulder? I'm guessing.
Yeah. Well,
Like a
until we
successful soldier.
I'm assuming that we can't take the horse inside the tree, so until we
Right.
get there.
Gary is gonna perch on Rosnar's back or butt or whatever's sticking up the furthest. So you've got Rosnar and then
Ooh.
Gary perched on top of him.
Oh,
Oh,
God, please.
actually, Monsieur will ask Deagles, the whatever you're using to basically make magic not work in that cage, can it be turned off?
Regal looks over at the cage. Maybe if you smash it.
Oh no. I assumed it would be very expensive to fix.
Yeah. We just get the harpy to take people in and out.
Ah,
Where's the
well,
harpy?
I shall figure this out later. Thank you very much.
Orden mumbles, that's no way for him to speak about his mother.
Yeah, Orton's in high spirits now.
Yes. Orden's happier than he's been in a long time.
Yeah.
Lows, a lot of highs this game.
Fucking Rosnar. I hate that bastard.
So, anybody want to do anything on the way to the tree?
How long does it
Orden
take?
just looks at Rosnar constantly.
As long as it takes to walk around a football field, quarter mile.
Can we just say that my damn thing is done by the time we
Yes,
get there?
absolutely. You can kick a couple of rocks and take some time getting there.
Wherever we go, James, he'll probably, definitely have at least a couple minutes left on that detect magic.
Yes.
Even because he cast it well after Nasir did his, and so when we walk in, he just wants to take note of anything magical that he sees. Not
I
to,
gotcha.
that we're gonna cause shit or start a fight, but just because I'm curious.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Well, then we will wrap. I'm going to change maps and we'll wrap at that point. Let me highlight everybody. I'm not used to all the icons being so giant. Okay. See Owl here? Oh, everybody's together. Am I missing Mal? Nope, there he is. Sort of a scary dark Mal right now.
Yes.
So it
Brooding.
sounds like Saucy said he wasn't working super early, and we still have 7 minutes. I'm wondering if we shouldn't get a quick rundown so we can have something to talk about in between sessions if there is a
Absolutely.
choice to be made.
Absolutely.
Oh.
So you get to the tree then. The large tree is this very pale white, obviously dead, bleached tree that looks like it's been struck by lightning near the top once upon a time. There's no foliage left on it really, just lots of white branches reaching up to the sky. There is an obvious door right there on the front of it. It's a huge door, like something 15 feet tall could walk through it type of thing. And the door is just leaning up against the tree. I mean, you can actually, it does look like it's part of the tree.
Huh. And the when we saw the hag looked like medium sized, right?
Yes, large.
Large. Okay. Huh.
Ordinal mage hand the door open.
Okay. The fake door that's leaning against the tree opens up at a weird angle that it's at as you open it, and you can see a swampy space through the other area that's dimly lit. That looks like a slightly different time of day through it.
Is it like extra dimensional space so it opens up into like an open area type of thing?
It looks like it's a teleportation gate of some sort, as you're guessing, because that looks like real world there, unless it's a demi plane or something. You wouldn't know then until you step through.
Sure.
But it's opening into an open land through the door somewhere else.
Orden looks at the group, shrugs, and steps through.
Okay.
Yes.
And the horse can go through if you want to take it, if you still have it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's good
Yes,
for an hour.
Yeah.
Remember, best behavior. We're not here to fight.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Orden grins and says, I got all the fight I wanted to get out of me.
Little voice somewhere off. You don't know where it came from, but somewhere in Mal's vicinity going, that's what you thought. And
Who's ever
Ah. Quite spooky.
Creepy.
And here we are. Can anybody see anything?
Yeah.
Now
It's always a question.
I don't. I guess technically yes. It's like
Yeah,
is the
we're
map
looking.
supposed to be really dark?
Yes.
Okay, then yes, I do have
Is
sight.
everyone else
We're
supposed
seeing
to
what
be
we should be.
transparent?
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Uh, maybe it's actually. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's like it kind of
It's
looks
a
like
weird little piece of light up there. You know what? I'm just going to turn it off on this
kind
map
of
for now.
it kind of
It
looks
doesn't
like
matter.
explore mode, but I can see the shadows moving around, so I'm not really quite sure what's happening.
Yeah, it's odd. Let's just turn that off.
And everybody else is is transparent. It's kind of
And
cool.
it is my token
We all
like
walked in.
small.
Oh my god.
I'm going to
Val,
change
you've
everything.
lost your substance.
I don't see
Size-wise,
anyone
yes, a different grid size that I
transparent.
pasted you
I'm
onto.
ghostly now.
I don't see any of the
Ah,
Much
transparent.
better.
That's so funny.
Does that work better?
Yes.
Yeah.
My
Okay,
map
cool.
hasn't changed.
Yeah,
I
mine
like it
neither.
better the other way.
It looks.
Okay.
It
You
looks.
guys
Where'd
are
I
talking
go?
about whatever the hell's going on, and I'm just like, yep, nope, everything's normal.
Okay, let me
I don't
switch
see
out
it
everybody's
either.
tokens real quick, and then I'll
Oh,
drag
leave
everybody onto the map.
leave Gary a little smaller, eh?
Because I'm
The
carrying
medicos came with
James,
us.
is there a way to like link Rosnar to my token?
Not really. Not in this one. We'll be in Foundry,
I
but
see.
Oh.
not here. I did
Oh,
see an
nice.
API for mapping it, but I've already got 12 APIs going in this game, so I thought, yeah. Oh no, it's a little tiny still. It's Littlefoot. And Mal, you want to be bigger or stay that size?
I like my size.
It's good. Like a
Okay.
confident man.
No one's complained so far. All right.
Especially not Heather.
So, anyways, you find yourself on the edge of a swamp. Um, it sort of feels like you're back in the mirror of the dead mirror somewhere outside of Saltmarsh, because it has that same salty smell to the swamp area. It's a bit darker here in the evening, but you can't tell if it's because of the cloud cover or if it's something else going on. There's a large cave up ahead of you that you can see a glowing green light coming from inside of it. Otherwise, it's just dead silence here at this point outside. Just the sound of the frogs and the sounds of the swamp at night or early evening or whatever damn time it is.
Alright. Actually, Nasir will order the wisp to actually go invisible and start going straight up.
Like towards the sun.
Yep, just straight up. Because remember, the wisp actually took basically like a floating tour of the mirror for like 2 months during downtime
That's
one
right.
time.
That's right.
So he's gonna basically send him up to get as high a view as he can to see if he can figure out roughly where he is, if
Okay.
you are actually in the mirror.
Done.
So the wisp will be back eventually.
Okay.
Gary
Anybody
is
else
totally
wanted?
perched on top of Rosnar, but I'm just keeping him up here because it's easier to move.
Are there any lights or anything from inside this cave?
Just a green light coming out of the cave of some sort. There's some flickering above it, maybe like motion intercepting it, the light or whatever. But there's some sort of ambient light pouring out of that cave.
I guess that is where we are supposed to go then.
Looks like her hobble.
So are we going, because of the time, are we going to do this interaction this session or next one?
I can go for
I was just thinking
a bit more.
start it at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 'cause I assume we would during like the walkover, we probably would have been like discussing our actual like game plan, but we
Nah, that's not
didn't
a good
actually do that in game. Oh, what was that?
That was me trying to find a green light. Don't ignore it. I'm just playing with the special effects.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think you can actually turn the lights green too, which is neat. Now they have colored lights.
Right.
And at this point, I think I'm just carrying Rosnar over my shoulder.
Like a sack of
Yeah,
double potatoes.
He's out. That's for sure.
Well, my thought in leaving Gary perched on him is Orden can cast through him, so even if he attempts to escape, he can immediately
That's fine.
his
You can
hand
just
on him.
leave him Yeah, you can leave him perched. I'm sure Gary doesn't weigh too much.
No.
When we get to the entrance, Nasir will yell, "Hello! May we enter?"
I'm gonna switch maps again. You hear a very faint laughter. Come, come, come!
I think she's crazier than you, Belle.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
I wouldn't say that in the Blair.
I think she's aware.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Whether or not she's aware, I think it's more about the
It's
So
about
the
the
next-
people on the inside.
I
formality.
understand.
The next room, as you open up into it, there's pools to the left and right that drop down. A walkway that goes between them. It's a bit higher than the water. Some will-o-wisps floating around through the air here and there. You see, it looks like 5 or 6 of them maybe floating about, and an obvious entrance going somewhere else with the lights coming from on the far side.
Yeah, all I see are the will-o-wisps.
Are they actually will-o-wisps, or are they just basically just floating lights?
Actual will-o-wisps.
Great.
Yes.
I see the will-o-wisp lights, but everything else is black in the middle.
Oh,
Some friends, Willie.
that's probably because you're like one of the people that doesn't have dark vision.
Yeah, Nasir's like, "Be careful. Those are real."
I have true vision.
Willie's fine, so
Yes,
Oh,
but
the
Willie-
lights put off a little bit. It looks like you can see some things, right, Thorn, or is it just blackness?
yeah,
I see just blackness on everything but where the will-o-wisps are at.
yeah,
Okay.
same here.
Same here.
Which is why I'm going to be lighting a torch.
Okay.
Is there? I forget. Is there actually a torch thing we can pull out again?
I think there might have been. I'll take a look. Let's see. I'll drag one out. If not, I'll stick it under the NPC areas. That should be a good place.
Oh, so
Or you can
Mal's
just-
helm doesn't work in here, huh?
Why wouldn't it? No, it's
Oh, well.
dark. It's like regular darkness, so it should work. Yeah.
We just
You
don't
d-
have the helmet set up right or something then.
No worries.
I think you could just make Nasir's token glowy. You just have to turn it off after.
Yeah, basically, it's not attached to my sheet. So if you just change this token, it'll preserve it just for this scene.
Just take a swig of the glow juice.
Are they 2020 for the
2020
bright
for-
light?
2020 for torches. Yeah.
Yep.
20.
You know what? At this point, Rakir was sort of
40
getting a
dead,
bit
20 red.
paranoid walking around in this place. I'll light my lantern of revealing for now.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's actually a really good idea because will-wisps are, will-wisps basically spend a lot of time invisible, so it's actually a good idea.
Very.
Okay, the lantern goes on, and
I have no
What's the
prior
distance
knowledge
on
of
that
any
thing?
of that.
how far away does it change?
It's a pretty short range, I think. Check. I
Is
think
it like
it
30?
lights up anything invisible within 15 feet.
Oh, 15 feet. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically just going to help us if something tries to jump on us.
Absolutely.
Let me see here. It is a 30-foot radius.
Oh,
Well, it's basically
Nice.
it's basically it's a 30-30, and basically anything within the bright light is revealed. So, yeah, so basically 60 feet total, and anything within 30 feet we can see.
so
So
the
that just-
lantern goes on, and I mean it lights out to 30 feet and out within that area, and the number of will-o-wisps quadruples as you see little dancing balls all through the cavern,
Oh,
like you're in the
pretty
middle of a
lights.
as you're in the middle of this area. These giant fireflies just floating around, most of them invisible, except for now being shown by the lantern.
Do you know these guys?
I think we're being watched.
You're guessing maybe there's between a dozen to 2 dozen. It's hard to tell because they move around in and out of the light.
I see.
Pretty cool.
I'm glad I've carried this around.
So now what?
Well, I suppose we continue.
continue moving forward until we meet Auntie. That's why we're here. The longer we wait, the longer we keep her waiting.
Just keep dragging Rosnar behind me.
Yeah.
Which one of these is the obvious entrance?
No, the southeast area was one.
Okay.
I'm just setting up the next map. Sorry. 1 second.
We're going too fast.
sure we'll have to get out too.
Yeah,
Hopefully, hopefully this whole setup is stressing why we do not want to have to fight our way out.
Mm-hmm.
Not grabbing everybody. Hold on. I missed Odo and Rosnar.
So hopefully that's all it is.
And copy.
Oh,
Final
mummified
map.
Spider baby.
What was that?
There's this mummified spider guy over there.
He's not a spider guy, but yeah.
Well, who knows? He could be full of them.
Yeah.
He's about to become part of the spiders.
Yes.
Okay, as I move you on to the next map, we're on the very edge of it, so move yourself to however you'd like to, of course. Just,
I'm not on the next map yet.
Oh, you will be. And we're switching.
Oh. Well, isn't this creepy?
Okay.
I'm still on the Battle Arena map.
Why is that happening? You've never even saw either of the other two ones. Okay, let's just drag you onto this map individually.
Is
Odo.
is he basically attached to the wrong page? Like, is he not part of the party token for some reason?
Yeah, let's see. I just dragged him up onto this one. Hopefully
Yeah,
that
I'm
does
here
it.
now. Is that soup?
Yeah, does it smell good?
That's Auntie's porridge bowl, I think.
All right, and let me drop some folks on. So you see this big area open up in front of you here now. There's glowing pools off to the left and right. Something that looks like leftovers of a ruin, or at least some flagstones as you see steps going across. And the hag is right about there. And she seems to be alone at the moment. And she's just there looking over at you. Yes, come.
Did you say she was large, or is she
Alone and large. Thank you. I gotta make her bigger. Whoop.
I wondered. Yeah.
Oh
that's,
my.
Been eating your stew, huh?
No, have some. Is she pointing at it?
He'll go over and smell it.
I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't either.
Well,
Just then you're kind of committed to take a bite.
You'll spoil your appetite, Mal.
Orden didn't say that. I'm saying that as a player.
Okay, Mal. Dex save.
Oh, shit.
If I get these stupid things back. I miss having my highly set up maps.
Thank God you're quick on your feet.
Nice. You jump out of a way as this weird tentacle swampy thing slaps out blindly, swooping over your head, but luckily you were too short and too fast.
Ah, it's not ready yet.
And it's flailing around madly there as you were around it.
He's gonna run out of the way. Don't eat the stew.
All right. As we approach, what is the hag doing?
She's just watching and laughing as Mal's playing with the soup. Fresh! Fresh!
All right. Once we get within like comfortable speaking distance, then the seer will look everyone else in the eye and just give the whole party just a nod, and then turn to the hag, and give her basically a careful, precise bow, and say thank you for welcoming us into your home. We appreciate the opportunity to speak to you. Is there something that you wish to discuss with us?
No momentum. I have to get my page open. I had no dream that we would ever get this far tonight.
Yeah, those giants went down a little bit faster than I was expecting.
Yeah, me too.
Isn't that always the case?
Good strategy. It worked. Played well.
Yes, absolutely.
Took a little bit of luck with the failing the save there, but yeah, it worked out nicely. Aside from the incident with Orden, which we will never speak of again, except for often.
I think
Yeah.
exactly.
I think that was pretty cool too. I mean, I'm
Everyone's
glad
gonna get a tattoo
died.
on him.
I mean, technically you wouldn't have died because you have death. Even if you'd taken lethal damage. Oh, that's right. You actually technically you didn't go unconscious. I forgot because you had death ward on.
Oh, did he have Death Ward on still?
Everybody has death ward.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, but now he does not. I'd totally forgotten that.
Okay, finally got my notes. Sorry, let's back that up again. I'm sorry. What was it you just asked the hag?
But Nasir just basically bowed to her and said, thank you for welcoming us into your home. We appreciate the opportunity to speak with you. It is something that you wished to discuss with us.
Oh, there's many things. We could help each other, but I don't think you're here to talk to me.
Well, we this is true and not true. Actually, we would desire a audience with the dragon. It is true.
Well, nothing's free, is it? So, what are you going to offer Auntie to let you see the dragon?
Is that the two giants?
We got a delicious halfling.
He looks over at Orton like, what?
Arden gives you a wink, says, I kid.
That is an excellent question. We believe we have something that would be very valuable to the dragon. And basically, I think that if we were to bring it to their attention, they would most appreciate it if you were facilitating such a thing to happen.
But that's for the dragon. Wait, Auntie needs something too.
Well, what is it? What are you in need of currently, Auntie?
Well, there's many things I could use help with. There's many things I want. There's many things I like. Which one are you willing to help with?
If you would be more specific, then perhaps we can tell you what we can do for you. So our group is varied and powerful, so I'm sure we can come to an accommodation.
Yes. Auntie's been watching. And then she stops herself. I could use. You're not slayers of innocence. I could use that. Do you burn villages? No, that's not going to work. Magic? Secrets? The orb! Who has the orb now?
This is a secret you wish?
Yes, tell me. Which of you has the orb? And I will open the door.
So if we tell you who possesses the orb currently, then you will basically open the door for us.
Yeah, but there's much more. But yes, I could do more for you. But if that's all you're willing to give me.
No, it is not all we are willing to give you. We simply want to make sure that you're happy with the arrangement, so that we can perhaps have fruitful business in future as well. Or perhaps everyone could leave satisfied from here.
But there are things that left us that were on loan and have disappeared, and I think you have them. I know you do. And she's pointing at you, Nasir.
Oh, what things would those be? Perhaps
Things
I'm not
that were given to Saint-Belay.
given to Saint-Belay.
Yes,
Were they given to Saint-Belay, or did she steal them?
they were on loan. They weren't hers to keep. And you have them now.
I do. I have her belt pouch.
The crown. Who has the crown?
Is that what you truly wish?
Yes, tell me the orb and tell me who has the crown, and then we are done. And Auntie, you will be friends with Auntie, yes.
Auntie,
It-
quid pro quo. Isn't this one for one?
Yes. Oh,
It was my understanding that the crown was actually was lost at sea. Is this not?
you know too much.
This was lost at sea, so it was never in your possession, from my understanding. Saint-Belay pulled out at the wreck of the Marshal for
He
herself.
was hired to get it. That was the payment.
Perhaps I'm misunderstanding here. So, what was the arrangement that she had with you? That you had hired her to get the circlet?
She grumbles. Yes, there was a contract.
I think you have been most disappointed. I'm afraid. Because I believe Saint-Belay did mean to betray you and keep the crown for herself.
I don't. I'm not. It wasn't for me. But fine. Keep your secret. Who has the orb and I will open the door.
Certainly, then certainly, if that is all you wish, then I can tell you that easily. And Nasir will give me a bow and a wide grin, and says that Orbit is currently in the possession of Sir Lally.
Is it? I didn't see that.
Nasir nods.
Is that where it's actually at?
It's with Beer Belly, who's with her, who's basically her minion. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was still inside the bag.
No.
Okay,
No fuck. No fuck. No. We're not going in here with the orb, because then if we die, the orb goes into their possession. We simply gave it somewhere where it'd be totally out of their reach.
Well, what fun is that?
Yeah, that's exactly. That's the point. It's like we need leverage, and we have
Oh,
zero.
come on. I need the part of the story where the heroes fuck up more majorly and everything goes to hell. All right.
No.
Oh, here it is.
Nasir thought that one through.
No,
he's-
Mal pickpocketed Cyril Lee. He has it with him. No. Okay, so anyways, she looks at like that one. You gave it to that bitch! She storms around, flings one arm, and you see that glowing whatever that is behind her there go bright. Go! Just go! Get out of my sight!
Martin starts marching towards the thing. I'm not gonna wait for her to ask twice.
Yeah, Thorn's gonna run there as well and turn around, lovely home, and then jump through the portal.
Alright, so she looks quite. Does she look really? How upset does she look?
She looks furious at this point.
All right.
Nicely done, Thorn.
Then Nasir is going to basically then here a saddle for you, so perhaps we can basically be on good terms, no? And he'll sigh and reach up and take off his circlet and basically offer it to her.
She stops, her eyes grow wide. Really?
But if I do this, then we are partners. Yes, we owe one another. We are on good terms, correct?
Oh, yes. Talk to the dragon. Tell her you have the crown. Ask her about Sandpalay's contract. Oh, this is so good.
I will do so. And he puts it back on. Thank you.
Yes, lovely home, lovely town.
Shh! Go!
Just go. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, I me and Rosnar. I throw Rosnar through first, and then I'm jumping in.
All right, and the final map.
So as Mal walks in, he's gonna grab a hold of Diggy and say, "It's time to switch." Quietly.
Okay.
And he'll switch out for Diggy.
Hey.
All right. So everyone remembers to stay close. And he looks over at Thorn, who has the bomb thingy.
Thorn nods.
Thorin, hold it in your hands, please. Make sure it is out.
Will do.
Swimmy map.
And Mal's gonna have Oil Can stay with Diggy, like sitting up on his shoulder.
Okay.
Cast invisibility and go up to as he walks past Orden, say, "I've got to do something."
Well, if
And
you're
then-
within 30 feet of me.
That's right. Stay away from him.
That's right. He will
So, well, you
actually
see,
stay
yeah.
away.
Stay away from him. Okay, let's drag Diggle out here too, so we have him on the map.
Orden will walk over as if to speak to Rakir and purposely block the light, so to speak.
I've got to do something. I'll be back. Diggy's gonna take my spot.
And as he's walking over there, because I think everyone was aware of the plan for that,
Mhm.
right? For Mal?
Yeah.
He'll just mumble as he's walking past you guys. It's on.
We gave
I'll
you a
get
sending
over
stone,
here.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got one.
All right, making sure.
Once a day.
We'll come over here and stand in front and say something innocuous like, "Everybody mind your manners now," and then walk back, essentially just to give him a minute to get out of the range.
What you can see from here where you're at this point is you can see 4 guys ahead of you who look like cultists. I mean, if any other thing, you can tell that they belong to the same cult that you were battling in the Halfling village and on the island. They're dressed in the same type of garb, and they're walking off. And one of them, who's obviously a spellcaster, looks over his shoulder and looks at you. And there's a lock of eyes, and it, like, he has a familiarity of he knows you. And they stop, and then the guy behind him mutters something to him, and they pushes a little bit. Go ahead and make a perception check.
All of us?
Yeah, whoever.
Oh, so you is in the collective you.
Yeah. Use. That make
Y'all.
more sense for you East Coasters there, Adam?
I will guide. Odo. I think Odo's our best eyes, right? Rather than Mako and L.
Statistically, yeah.
Oh!
Well,
So, Odo,
There you go.
you hear them talking as they're walking off, as you can pick up through the wind, brings the voice over to you somehow. And you can hear him talking about this. That's the bastards from the village. And the guy goes, Lord, not now, not near the dragon. And Lord, they killed you 3 times already. Just, that was then. I'm stronger now. As they keep walking off. Remember the dragon and the teal.
You said
And
we heard that.
Odo heard that. He can tell you whatever
Oh.
piece of it.
Yeah, I would definitely.
And Mal
inform
made it.
Everyone.
Yeah, Mal's not gonna say anything.
Hey, they're saying.
Hey, we gotta kill him again.
So through the trees, there's a big tree
would
there, but
wait until they were out of range.
okay. Over past the trees there, you can see there's a little bit of a knoll and a big tree over the top. You can see under that tree that's directly in front of you. And over there is an area where some people are cooking. There's a bunch of fine foods out and delicacies. There's 3 people. They have like a really nice fireplace thing set up, and they're just working away, cooking, setting up a meal of some sort. And you can probably see a dining table from where you're at too, way over there at the entrance, set right at the entrance of the cave. And there's a large dining table with chairs set up around it and stuff on the table.
I don't think we should ask those ones for directions.
And as you move up a bit, or Rick here, you can see that there is a beautiful elven maiden sitting at the head of the table there, with a slight green tint glow about her, sitting there.
Continue to
And
approach. I think
she's-
this is the way.
You can see her. She lifts one finger up and sort of just beckons you to come along.
Dragon Rosnar.
Okay. And a lilting voice comes out of the woman, very loud, maybe echoing along the edges of the cave. Come, you've been expected.
Would you like to use Rosnar as an ottoman or something, Orden?
The young lady's there, sitting there, waves her hand. Please, you've come just in time for dinner.
I forget, do we ever get the dragon's full name? Pretty sure we did.
I think so.
Do I want to sit next to the dragon who has a breath weapon? Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Because her nickname is Clowy, right?
There you go.
Oh, yes. And that was the name that all people they were calling her grandmother Chloe. That doesn't look like a grandmother in front of you, though. This looks more like a 19-year-old elf.
I'm just trying to remember if we actually ever heard her full name or
Oh,
not.
yeah, I was trying to think of that either. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make Arcana roll.
Yeah,
So.
Someone told
you
us.
did. It was long and
A mouthful?
Yeah. But I do
Because we
remember.
asked that tiny silver dragon, we asked him
That's
what
right.
the name was. Yeah.
Yep.
So I will post it. I'm actually going to see if I can actually have it pronounced in the D&D Beyond.
To be honest, Nasir is probably the only one that would have remembered anyway.
Well, I don't. Anyways, I'm not sure why there's a town hall meeting going on in the background. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. So the lady sitting there then just tell you all to come. Anybody? Any of you folks in the back? Adam, you look like you're still hanging out in the back. Or Nasir?
Oh, well, I was just typing. That's why.
Oh, okay.
I'm keeping at the same time as I'm trying to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I bet.
There's a lot of information is going around.
Well, it's getting worse here in a moment. There's so much stuff.
All right.
So
Right,
the elf lady looks
well-
around, says, sort of nods to the big bowl, and you can see at the end there, right next to you,
Is she-
Nasir, is a large plate full of jewels and so forth.
all right, is she sitting down?
She is. She's sitting there. Actually, she's sitting down with one foot up on the table, actually, sort of reclining very casually and relaxed.
So not very. So she is obviously not acting basically formal and human.
Nope.
All right, so that means that the typical protocols for dealing with someone of a higher rank is going to go out the window then. So we can't really rely on etiquette to get through this.
Hey James.
Yeah.
In the hags area and here, do I see anything glowy?
Oh, that's right. The thing out here, nothing up walking up to this area, but I'm trying to make sure there's nothing else that you would have noticed. Glowy things. There are glowy things littered across the floor. As you come up to the table area, you can see the treasure room in front of you. I don't know if you can see that to your right, which is littered with dozens and dozens of bodies, as well as thousands upon thousands of gold coins that covers an area that's probably 30 by 30.
And plenty of glowy shit in there, I'm sure. And I'm
Yes,
guessing
and
that
there's
you're
glowy stuff everywhere there. Where you're at, and there's a few things here and there look like they've been like forgotten and dropped on the ground. A little red stone that's glowing ahead over there. But there's also a couple items in that plate that's on the table.
I assume this is basically like a stairs downward,
Yes,
so we can
There-
easily see into like this horde.
yes,
Plus all these are like actually bodies all over the place.
yes.
Like I see bones here, but this is actually like just a dead body just lying
There is
there.
a dead body there, which looks pretty fresh. There are bones everywhere, and there's one man alive in the back there who's just standing around back there. He's got it looks like a bottle of something, like a large jug, and a towel over his arm, and he's just standing there watching.
Oh, so he's basically her basically a attendant.
Yeah.
Assumedly.
Mal's gonna try and move around the end of this so he can
Oh.
see what's back there.
Okay. Mal,
Or
as you're walking around over there, the helmet tells you that you can see through the water that there is a huge, some sort of troll creature down in that poisonous pool that you're right next to. That looks to be some sort of poison. You can actually, it's sizzling
right
away
here?
at the air. Yeah, right next
Oh.
to you. In that pool is some sort of troll, just sort of sleeping at the bottom of the poisonous acidic water.
Stinks. I gotta tell those guys. What? Not yet.
But are all these necromancers and cultists, have they actually left already?
Yeah, they're gonna be off the map.
Okay.
It's slow.
Just want to know if they were going to be in earshot to hear this or not.
Nope,
Might be
they're
important.
gone. In fact, as you get there, the lady here is telling you to sit. She raises one finger and points, and now we're alone.
Right. The seer will just basically, before he sits, he'll basically stand in front of the table and give her basically a very deep bow and say, "Thank you for making the time to speak with us. Is there a name that you wish to be called by? For we know you by many names."
Well, for right now, Chloe seems like it would fit best.
Right. Yes, Sarish.
But customs must be maintained. Offerings. And she nods with her lips, points to the plate at the end of the table.
All right. Then I will. Is it all just gems?
There's gems and gold or whatever, just precious stuff that's small.
Huh. Interesting. In that case, then I will basically
You must pay.
in that case, then I will basically pull out. I will basically pull out and carefully place down the silver fragments of basically the formula for the dragon orb that I've been keeping all this time.
Okay.
So that they're shattered. So we shatter them thoroughly enough that they're of no use to anyone, but they're
Right.
still obviously have basically little pieces of script. So basically there's obviously something. So I'm going to basically hold them. I'll just say as I'm putting down, I'll basically angle them so she can obviously see what I'm putting into there.
You see her eyes light up and her smile goes up on the edge of it. Oh, delightful. This is so unexpected. This isn't what I thought. Oh, I'm so excited. Please have a seat. This is going to be so much more fun. I have to tell you, though, We only have about 30 minutes before my next appointment.
It is understood. You're of course very busy.
Yes, but please, dinner. You came just at the right time. And the little helpers are bringing food out and stuff.
James, please just let me know if you want me to roll anything or move it or whatever.
What do you want to do? I'm just waiting for you to move around.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You go ahead.
He is going to try and get around the cliffs here and follow these cliffs around back to where this fella back here is.
Actually, question: can't you just walk on the ceiling too?
I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm going to try and crawl across the ceiling.
So as soon as you get where you are there, I can't do it on a map, unfortunately, but the area that between these two cliffs that point in between Thorin and Rakir type thing, that is all covered over. So there's actual ceiling then that goes across there. That's the entrance to the cave. Yeah, I'm going to draw a line real quick.
And there's a thing here. There's like some sort of mirror type thing here.
Yes, there is.
And does it go from floor to ceiling?
No, it's just a regular mirror that someone's leaned up against the rocks there.
He's going to try and go over it.
Oops. That didn't work. Why is it doing that? Okay. Yeah, that's not a problem. It's so hard to draw on this thing with the lag. If someone would draw a line for me there, I'm going to try to get rid of mine.
Just from basically the two to the one
yeah,
together?
You can see what I'm trying to do there. It's just every time I do something here, it's just going crazy.
Like that?
Yep, perfect. So there's past that point is the entrance then, and it's inside a cave at that point. So you can go along the ceiling once you get past that gold line.
Okay. So he will try and get around there.
All right, as you get around there, go ahead and make your stealth roll.
Okay.
Oh, here's how she pronounces her name. I brought it up on this computer.
And since he's right by old stanky Grimfang here, he's going to use his inspiration on this roll. 27.
Good choice.
But that is why he also picked up the gravel, just in case.
Drop some gravel.
Yeah, he'll throw gravel at Rakir because he's made of metal. He'll make some noise.
Oh, so I gotta bring our character sheet up. The D&D Beyond search sucks so badly.
It's really hard to pinpoint what you want.
But not even that. I mean, I go to the search up there and I type the name of the monster up there in the search. She doesn't come up. I go click monster, type the name, it comes up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
Come on now.
I know that basically that D&D Beyond basically by default filter out like specific basically mod monsters.
I don't know.
Oh, does
I mean,
it?
this is a D&D monster. Okay.
Mel, you would already know this,
perception.
but are you within a 30-foot radius of me currently?
Yeah, I think so.
You're visible.
I mean, you can see me, but I mean, well, you can't see me because I'm invisible. But
Well, that's
There's a
why I had
lantern.
to-
Do you still have your lantern on though at this point, since you're sitting down at the table and all?
I've never specified that I turned it off.
Okay, I'm asking you now though.
Yeah, I guess probably not at this point. As I probably would have had it on and then turned it off once I sat down.
Okay,
you
so
probably
you
would have seen a dragon had you walked up to the thing.
Well, no,
so as you, she's not. I won't go there yet. Nobody's saying anything. So Mal, you look over to the left there, and you can see that the rock wall in that little alcove is illusionary.
I'm sorry. Will you give me a ping?
Yes, I'm going to take it down actually, but if I can't give you a ping. D&D's just the Roll20 is just like I've had enough. I'm done.
Yeah.
We're done. So it's this brown area in the north. If you continue along where it sort of turns into a little area there. I don't know what up here means.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me ping here.
Point at it with your finger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean that one? Yes, that's where he's gonna head then.
Okay.
Along the ceiling and just kind of creep up to that.
Yes, there. Ah, finally. Oh my
Oh, yeah,
god,
it's
this
the
is so
shift.
weird. I'm trying to click things and just like 5 things ago are popping up and stuff. It's like,
Oh
oh,
boy.
Oh no.
all
What if
right.
it's all the APIs?
I don't know. Could be layer and GM
Right.
layer at piece of wall.
It's got to be because
Fine.
I'm moving just fine.
Yeah,
So-
it's on my side.
So you would basically do like all of Mal's stuff and then our stuff, just in case basically he basically triggers something from her that would interrupt our conversation. Oh boy.
Shit.
Ah, shiza.
Oh, there we go.
Again, I haven't seen what to switch back to. I'm just
Oh,
I'm gonna downsize this map before we get back
being
together again next
taken
time.
for a wild ride.
Good enough. We'll do that. Okay. So you can see in there. What you can see from there, Mal, at that point is you can see what you can see, I guess. There's rugs. There's these orb like crystal balls that are on little pedestals that look to be and they're showing different scenes or something through them, and they're scattered around the room.
I
And
don't
we'll
see
cut.
any of it.
What do you see then?
Here, I'll give you a screenshot.
Because
No
I
worries.
can't
But
even.
move
Oh.
to the other guys, and I'll.
Yeah.
Hey James.
Yeah.
To the southeast corner. I don't think you want that there.
No, we'll try to get it. God knows what's happening now on this map. You know what? We're good enough. We're just gonna switch off the map for now. Now I'm gonna fix it when you guys aren't on screen.
Right. Yeah, I saw that. It's like a little mini map of the whole thing.
Oh, I have no idea what that is. That's a neat trick.
I think it's just basically a second basically a copy of the main map, just tiny. Okay, that works.
Yep, we'll do that. So
Nice.
not with that damn thing. So any last remarks then on this one? As the lady's looking around, Mal's slipping around the edge, you can see it looks like a second treasure room around the corner there.
Okay.
Nasir technically never actually stopped talking to her.
Right.
I was just waiting
So we're
for
gonna bounce
Mal
back
do
over
thing.
to where you're at. Oh,
Alright.
I see why that's not working. I have to take the door off. Stupid lighting. Okay.
All right, so basically, Nasir's going to pause a second to see if anyone else wants to speak first before he continues.
Does it sound like?
Okay, then Nasir is going to basically sort of very after he sits down, he's going to very conspicuously basically take the circlet off of his brow and kind of just rub his temples with a little sigh of relief before putting it back on. Before saying,
Snap.
before saying, so I mean, we're here in your presence today because we were actually asked to be emissaries for the entity Asiralali, and we are here on her behalf to perhaps basically negotiate a bit of a peace with you, if that would be to your liking.
Yes, I think we can come to that arrangement. After all, the orb is broken. The dragon is gone. The reason for my battling Saltmarsh is pretty much over, except for anger, and I think we've just come to the end of that. So, gentlemen,
James, I'm on the wrong
besides
map.
Saltmarsh, yes, what are you saying?
I said I'm on the wrong map.
No, that's right. None of us are on that map. I'm not using it
Oh,
anymore.
okay.
We're done with it tonight.
Yep.
I only got a couple minutes left, and we can't play with it. So, what are we going to do, gentlemen? What do you have to offer that I can make sure that you get safe conduct?
Unfortunately, we're here on behalf of Siralali to make sure that there's no more conflict. That is our primary
That's
concern.
settled. That's fine. But you have to understand. She stands up and looks over. You all have pissed me off.
Oops. Mal looks back, it's like, oh shit.
She smiles and sits back down again. Let's just say I've put a lot of effort into killing you, and it hasn't been going so well.
Nasir puts on basically sort of a pained and confused look at that. But mistress, why? What have we done to offend you so?
Well, for one, my treasured agent is dead, and all the equipment and effort and money and time I put into her is gone. 2,
He says, he sort of cocks ahead. You mean Sanbolé, this is correct?
yes, that little trollop. She made promises, we made deals. You killed her. Your business now. Now
In
those
our
expenses are transferred to you.
in our defense, it was her son that killed her. He's not here.
Did he? Well, that is an unexpected twist. I missed that.
Is I hate to be the bearer of bad news, mistress, but I'm afraid that your agent was actually not your agent at all. I believe
Oh,
that
of course she had her own interests. That's the way with these people.
indeed. I do not think that you ever would, if we were going to recover any of the things that she had. I believe she was planning to take everything and use it in order to basically secure a position
That's quite all
with
right. That was in
Pirates
the
of Muskin.
arrangement.
Ah,
That
that
was in the
was.
arrangement. Yes.
I see.
Let's just say that my arrangements have a longer term plan or timeline than you're probably used to.
Yes, this is understandable then. So then what? So then we. So we. So she attempted to kill us. We defended ourselves, and now she is gone because of her own foolishness. Had she not attempted to kill us,
This is true.
then she would still be alive to help you. I believe that is not very similar to how the laws of this town work. Yes.
Yes, it's unfortunate. Unfortunately, though, that was expensive. And I don't care what the laws are. The rules is I want my money back. I put an investment. She was supposed to get me something. And she stops on that one.
Ah, perhaps we could be of assistance then, depending on what she was attempting to get you. Perhaps we could. We are adventurers after all. Is there something that we could retrieve for you?
Yes, something you've already retrieved. Are you saying you want to pick up her contract?
Not, well, I think we would like to hear what a contract is, so we can consider it. I think that would be fair. Yes.
Absolutely fair. She yells at Alvin, get the contract for Sanbalay. The great, you idiot, the great chest. And the little man over there is running over there trying to grab something out of a chest. So, as she finally gets as the guy comes running the contract back up, the deal was, and I will send it to you guys on that one. We're going to cut it right about there. But before she died or upon her death, she was to give me the circlet of the Fae. In response, she gets soldiers, she gets equipment, she gets money. Everything she needed to build her little empire. And when she was dead, I get what I want. Or if she gives it to me early.
Yes. This is perhaps a misunderstanding. How can she be responsible for a contract to give you something when she is dead? That supposes that basically that property remains in her possession when she is dead.
Doesn't bother me. Not my problem. You now have it. I want it.
Ah,
Now, here's how this can work. I can take it. You can pick up her contract, or come up with some other clever way or something else I need.
okay. So are we cutting it there then?
Yeah, I think so. I'll send you the details on the contract when I find it in my notes somewhere.
Oh, this is cool.
Okay, so so basically at least Nasir can stall for a few minutes while he reads over the contract to think about it.
And Mal, as you get over towards the edge, the first thing you notice is you can see those glowing pieces over there, the glowing crystal balls. 3 of them are showing people at the table.
Oh, so I can I hear what's going on?
When you get closer, if you do something maybe, but the crystal ball, you can see the images floating through the crystal ball, and one of them is Nasir, another one is not Odo, I'm sorry, Orden, and the third one is you. But where it's
What?
showing you, it's just showing a blank spot.
Is it showing where I am?
Yep.
Oh, mother farts.
Hey James,
We're not the only ones who can
as
scry.
soon as Nasir
Yeah.
as soon as Nasir stops talking to read the contract, Orden, in an effort to keep her attention on us, is gonna try to appeal to her vanity and say, "So, pardon me, would it be disrespectful to ask about your exploits? Because I imagine, as long-lived as you are, you've had to seen some shit."
Yes, she'll go on that. She'll tell you one of her more favorite ones. She says there was one most recently about a red dragon who tried to move in on her territory and burned the town a bit. And so she stayed out of the way and then picked up one of those big rocks out in front of the inn and flew up to the clouds and waited for that red dragon to take a nap. And then she dropped that rock. And she said it was very exciting and exploiting to find a red dragon that was about half again her age to get its brain splattered across the meadow.
So
Oh
are
my
these
god.
orbs just floating there in the middle of nowhere?
No, they're crystal balls that are on metal racks.
How big are they?
Oh shit!
1.5 feet, 2 feet across, some of them.
Oh, boo.
Fucking steal them.
Oh yeah, I know. Of course. I mean, come on.
Or maybe,
So,
maybe don't, because yeah, then she'll be mad.
Well,
my hope,
he's gonna be mad.
my hope, James, is that if I can keep her talking, because I feel like the best way to distract someone if they're talking, they clearly can't hear or not near as well the shit going on around them. So maybe if Mal does have to do something, maybe that would give him some sort of advantage on the roll or something. I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And she loves talking about herself. She starts rolling into another story right afterwards about how she swindled a nearby king. It was about 500 years ago, and they're all dead now. But she went into this area and demanded some money from these people, and then had them, and they basically double crossed them all. And she had this big long deal, and then they thought it was a white dragon, and then they came to find my home, and they found the white dragon, and they killed it.
Arden laughs when he's supposed to and acts like he's rapt with attention, just passing the flasks that he pulled out back and forth around the table. It's just ale, but tries
Okay,
to
now
keep
make
her
one more move for
talking.
yourself, and then we're gonna go from there. We'll come back together at that point.
As in stealth.
As in a full move. You can move yourself.
We're on the Sword Coast.
Oh, okay. I'll move you. I'm sorry, I forgot. I think I accidentally fixed this one. We'll leave it here.
I want to go from a Leyland to Neverwinter.
And
Oh,
because I
geez,
think that
can see
mini
it
map
now.
that showed up was just an error.
So which one is? So there's 4 at top and 1 below that I can see.
Well, that you can see, yes. The 3 on
Okay.
top that you can see are the ones that you can see yourself in the orange one, Orden's in the blue one, and Nasir's in the blackish one.
And then the other blue one and the other orange one.
Some other place.
All right. And do I see?
But
What
there's
I'm looking
people in them.
for?
You can see people walking around and doing stuff, but I'm sorry?
Do I see what I'm looking for?
Not from where you're at. Go ahead and move 6 more.
Okay.
And then we'll call it there.
Oops. Let me highlight my guy first before I do that. There we go.
Wow, as you're moving around, your token is like flickering weirdly.
Yeah, this game's having a hard time. I'm going to definitely downgrade the map. I already downgraded it like 4 times because it was huge when I bought it.
Oh no.
Wow.
Well, it was one of those maps. I was like, I need a green dragon one. I was making one. I said, I wonder if I could just buy one. And I found one for $5. I'm like, yes, I'll buy one. I don't want to spend 5 hours making this map.
It's a
No,
really
I
good
meant,
map.
oh no, what I can see.
Oh. So, another treasure room. All right. Well, gentlemen, any last questions or anything before we cut out?
Do I see what I'm looking
No.
for?
Nope. I guess we'll just need the contract for next time so we can take a look.
There is a glowing cage with a tiny moving figure inside it, Mal, over on the right bottom. If you mouse over it, you'll see the pop-up words.
Ah, yes. And then this is
More of the orbs. There's, what are there, 8 of them? 9 of them?
yes. The
8?
ones that are us. Can I label them real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
All right.
Get your dynamo out.
So we've got. Oop, wrong thing. Text. So the blue one here is that someone I know?
That's Orden.
That's Orden.
You're the orange one. And Nasir, who has labeled it, I think, is the black one.
All right.
Okay, and I should cut out here real quick, actually, because I got to get up at 4 a.m. to get the wife to the airport.
Oh, oh, that's right.
Yeah,
So-
her
sorry about that.
airline was supposed to be yesterday, but airline crash things going on right now, so everything got pushed back a day.
James, I had an awesome time. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
man. This
tons
is
of fun.
Yeah, things
great.
got real interesting real fast.
Heck
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, where we go? I have to do one more thing though. We'll save it for next time. Be more fun. All right, I'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
Yeah, well,
See y'all in 2 weeks, guys.
Right, everyone.
Yeah.
All right, thank you much. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, that's a hell of a way to end it.